Hi, everyone, and we're live. Welcome to tonight's episode of Andromeda Adventures. We have all of our amazing crew with us today, and no announcements. Just like to say that hope everyone had a wonderful Valentine's Day and is enjoying the shift in weather. At least we are here in Arizona. Not sure how weather's doing everywhere else, but with that, let's cue that intro and get started. Welcome back, Chooms. You're tuning into Neon Noir with your host, Blueheart. We are joined again with the Sexy Hexes, and we've been getting to know them over the course of a while. We've been learning a lot about what got them started and where they got their beginning. Now, we've had a chance to talk to the whole crew again, but we're rotating through, give you a chance to get to know everybody. So, this week, we're going to have Nova pick it up and catch us up on where we left off.
I'm just glad to be on the show again, Blue Heart. By the way, the last time we met, don't don't just be professional about it, okay? It 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 was awkward, but it's fine.
Always professional, sweetie. Always.
Okay, so where did we leave? I think it was we were talking about Bard. And it was over at Hex's, and oh, my camera keeps messing up. Oh, crap! Hopefully this doesn't. Bard was over at Hex's, and a guy named good Jesus.
Just keep rolling with it. It fixes itself a little.
Just calm down, Nova. It's live. Everyone's tuning in. You're fine. Ain't no mistakes to worry about. We're all just a couple of chill chumbas here.
Is this thing on? Is this okay? All right. So Bard was over. Hex was over at Bard's house, and they were practicing martial arts, or you know what the kids say these days. And it turns out that this guy named Jackpot came over to his house with this other person. We didn't know who he was, but this woman that looked kind of like I don't know, like like she was like a full converted person or something like that, and the guy's name was Jackpot, and we later learned that dude was the dude that owned all of Tech World. You know that dude, the lore.
Yeah, I'm familiar
turns out
with
that
lore. He disappeared not too long, a few years back, but
yeah, that's right. And anyway, so Jackpot showed up at the door, or who he's being called Jackpot, and he had a friend with him, and Bard learned through just asking, you know how Bard is, that the Cherry 5000 might not actually just be a robot. It might be an actual, like an actual person.
well, that's
with like a full conversion. Yeah, but like against her will, Well, we didn't know. So anyway, back at Ume's house, I was over there taking care of her because she got the whole throat treatment, and then I helped clean up, and then I modded her while I was there. I modded her amp a little bit, but we don't talk about that part. And Rev came back over, and when he did, Ume's sister showed up. We got to, we didn't see her because Ume didn't want her to come in and know that we were there, I guess, or something. But Ume's sister, she's like a proper like corpo. Rev said that we should listen at the door. And look, Ume's family is like money. Ume's sister, I don't know what her name was, but offered her a job at Arasaka. Can you believe that? Oh, she didn't take it though. Yeah, so after that, Bard and Hex came over after her sister came, and they talked to us about the people that came over or whatever. And then Bard gets this idea that he's going to call up his friend Sun at the screen sheets, and look for some stories that might have been happening, and we learned that this guy named Adrian King, who might be familiar, was accused of kidnapping people and doing full conversions on them. But like Adrian King is the guy that hired us to do the job, to like find the Cherry 5000. So like,
damn, June,
I don't
that
know,
sounds
man.
deep.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, and then there was like there was some evidence around like some actual like flesh is still in the Cherry 5000 or something like that, like an organic material or something like that. So, dude, it's heavy, and yeah, and in return for doing giving us this, Bard agrees to go on a date with Sun, and Hex is going on a date with Bruce, and through some sort of, I don't know, fate or something, they both end up at the same restaurant on the same kind of date thing or whatever. And there's a whole like, don't let Bruce know that Bard and Hex are like, doing Aikio together. And yeah, then Hex tells Bruce about King lying to us about the job and about what he's actually trying to do. And Bruce, man, she doesn't deal with people lying to her. So she did agree that we did the job, or that there was no job to be did, so that we'd get paid anyway. So she paid us, and then she said that we need to find some evidence so that we can repay Adrian King. I think that's how she put it. But either way, so now we got to find like real hard evidence that Adrian King modified the Cherry 5000, or just Cherry, I guess. I'm not sure what her real name is, but and that way we can deal with him. And then let's see. The last thing that happened was Ume went to the hospital. She took that money and she actually went to the hospital. Thank God. She really needed to, because boy, her throat was not looking good, and I don't think I could take care of her like I could have, overnight and all that. So, but when she was at the hospital, she got a gift. It was like this little bento box with a cartoon character on it. I don't know the cartoon, but apparently she did, or something. She was really excited about it, but then she learned that her sister gave it to her, and so she threw it right out. Like the rebel she is. She said, "I'm not taking a handout from my family." And that's what happened.
All right. That's a great story. Now we're going to catch up. I believe you all had some downtime that you were chilling. Ume, you were in the hospital.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
For about, if I recall, about 17 days.
Yeah, I had 4, 8, 12, 16, 17. Yep, exactly. Because I haven't taken any off my character sheet. So I have 17. I'm at Mortal 1.
So,
Mortal Kombat.
during this time, as you guys are relaxing and taking a little bit of time, what are each of you doing for these few days? For the first few days.
I would like to pay poor Ume a visit in the hospital, and I'm sure, Nova, you would probably like to do that as well.
Yeah, I think we all were. I bought a CD. It's not one she'll like.
You made a hospital mixtape?
No, I just bought an Elvis CD.
All right.
It's like one of his really bad ones.
Well, we had a few days because we left off. You guys went to the hospital on Wednesday, and then there were a couple. Thursday, then Friday was when you guys had your dates. So we're gonna pick up that Saturday. We'll start with Hex. You head out to visit Ume in the hospital.
Yeah, can I grab her, okay, so there's a couple things I want to do, but one of them's gonna be later.
Okay.
For the time being, I would like to just get her something like a cool flower. Like something like an orchid. Something more unique than just damn roses.
It would cost you about 20 eddies.
Maybe you can get her some umes.
Oh, okay. Those I remember it being something about plums.
Yeah, so they're plum flowers, but actually they're like sakura flowers. They're fairly small, so you probably couldn't get a bouquet area.
I think I remember those being like exceptionally delicate too. Like good luck
I
not
think they are.
sneezing on them.
Yeah, they don't last for very long. Stuff like that. It's actually
It's a reminder of Ume's ephemerality while she's in the hospital.
Well,
They'll perish as fast as these flowers do.
they're also one of the first flowers that come out in spring, so they're often also seen as actually being strong. So it's actually kind of a delicate thing. Anyway,
They are in season. It is just starting to be spring, I believe.
Are they just gonna fall apart though? I'm curious.
How much do you spend on your bouquet of umes?
If there is a magical number that makes them not fall apart, then I will spend that number.
Oh, of course.
Bouquet.
200 eddies. Fancy bouquet imported from Japan.
Alright.
Very popular with Arasaka.
you're spending a lot of money on it.
Picturing a bouquet of like
I feel
different
sorry
Ume
suggesting
selfies,
it.
like all bundled together
And
in
it's
a
a
bouquet, like
beautiful
different Ume poses.
High class. It's designer, like Ume. Fantastic. I will buy that for
Okay.
that's exactly the vibe I'm after. And then I would go to pay a visit to. Is anyone coming with me? I would probably send a text out to the crew and let them know that's my intent, and if they want to come with, they are welcome.
I would go with. Bard would like to commission a special mono knife. Well, not that special, but just like with some scritches on it.
While you're going to the hospital?
Before he goes. On the way. Why not? At the hospital. They probably sell it there.
Well, yeah, somebody has to buy their, like, after they've gotten beaten up, there's like a market for self-defense weapons as people are leaving the hospital, right? Hawkers out there, don't come back. Here's a mono knife. You know.
Right.
Frosty, I would go, but I have currently 10 little dots that I have to heal up. So of the days, I think I need to like just not do anything for those days. Is that how that works
Correct. You'd have
narratively?
to rest up for, yeah.
Okay. So I'd
You could
probably
go to
still
the
be
hospital
resting.
as well. Do you have insurance?
I do have insurance.
You can check yourself into the hospital.
It'd be roomies with Ume.
Yeah. It feels a little like bandwagony. I don't want to take away from Ume's
Reverend's
hospital
also
visit.
been treating you, so you don't have to.
Yeah,
go to the
I think I prefer that, honestly.
You okay? I mean, it wouldn't be bandwagony if we just like hung out during lunchtime, like that. You don't have to be in the same room as her.
All right, so
Yeah.
so Hex and Bard are heading to the hospital. Is anyone else going with Hex?
Is Nova in the hospital too then?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Nova wants to be waited on hand and foot by Rev.
Oh,
Oh,
perfect.
you say that.
So we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So Nova is taking it easy. Reverend, are you going to the hospital or?
He'd probably go a different day between
Okay.
and Evan to check in on the
So Hex and Bard, you guys meet up outside the hospital. Bard, you were stopping by a place to try and get a commission, so from a weapon
Just a-
shop.
Yeah, just a mono knife with an engraving, basically.
What's the engraving?
I'll message it to you. It's
Well,
it's just a
on camera.
okay. It's on each side of the hilt. It's a pentagram with Greek lettering in it.
What does the lettering say?
Blessing and curse.
Blessing and curse. The person says that they could do that with a mono knife for about 800.
I'll do it.
Okay. It'll take about 2 weeks to make.
Cool.
For 800 eddies.
Yep.
And
I'll
then-
pay that and just nod. And how much does it cost for an Elvis's Best Hits mixtape?
15 eddies.
I'll pay that.
Okay. Not sure how you still have so much money, but
Because we got 2,000 from Bruce.
and you spent
And I don't-
1,500 of it, didn't you?
No, I spent 1,000 of it on the dinner and 100 of it on a suit. Not an armored suit, just a suit. Yeah, it's just nice. It will
Oh,
not
is
it a
stop
zoot
bullets. It is the zoot suit. I feel like it's probably tweed, just because it is Bard and he has no fashion sense. So,
Yeah,
but he
tweed
owns
sounds right.
the tweed.
So you guys meet up outside Huerta Memorial and can see all the cars coming going, ambulances coming in. You can see some tactical officers moving around patrolling the area. A medical AV comes flying overhead to go land on the AV pad. So you guys are walking in. You approach the metal detectors. Are any of you carrying any weapons?
Oh.
Oh, I don't think so, actually.
All right.
No.
Are you
Not
sure?
on a hospital visit. No.
Okay, just making sure. So you guys have no weapons.
I will point out in Night City, it's probably okay for you to bring weapons, and they might have like storage
I was
lockers
gonna say
or
maybe
stuff like that for you.
Bard would probably bring his knife. Actually, he would not bring his katana or anything like that, but his knife, sure.
I mean, like, I don't know. Rocket brings her pistol everywhere, but I don't know if she ever brought it to the hospital.
Well, now we're about to find out,
Hex,
aren't we?
I'm asking, as Bard goes through, Hex, do you have any weapons? I need to know right now. Did you bring your gun? No?
No,
okay.
I didn't.
You did not bring any guns. Okay, so Bard, you walk through the metal detector. Beep, beep, beep. They stop you. They have you empty your...
I hold out my arm to them. Do you want to take it? It's kind of unwieldy.
They wave you down with the wand. They find the knife, and they tell you you'll have to put that in one of the lockers.
Sure thing.
Do you have a flak vest or anything like that on? Or
No.
Okay.
Just my trench coat.
Yeah. After that, they let you in. Hex, they have everyone. You empty your pockets and stuff. Check for metal. Wave you down. They don't find any weapons. And let you through. You talk to a few people, figure out what room Ume is in, and they let you back. And you guys head back down the long halls, up a few floors into one of the intensive care units. Where they've got Ume hooked up, like in the bed. You can see the little monitors, beep, 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 beep. She's got IVs hooked up to her for fluids, and they've got her on right now. They're only giving her nutrition through IV to let her throat heal, so no food. They even tell you she's not allowed to eat anything.
So Frosty, does Ume know they're coming? Do they?
Nope. You just see them walking up into the door.
I think we just walk in unceremoniously.
Okay. The minute I see them walk in, I'm going to immediately comically so, because they will have seen me before. They notice this. Immediately, go
I'm gonna look at Ume and look at Hex, and I'm gonna pull out a phone and take a picture of Ume.
Oh, you wouldn't dare!
Ume immediately leans over and poses.
I would like it. I wasn't doing it to make fun of her. I was like, she needs a shot for her Instagram.
Ume's rolling with it. She likes it. So she poses
with the collar.
Yeah. She has this thick
fumble,
thick big medical collar on.
I pull the phone out, but it's on the reverse. So I just take a picture of Bard.
Can I still make a pose roll just to see how?
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is with a penalty because I'm in a hospital gown in a bed.
Yes, I'll put you at -3.
All right. I'm not going to spend any luck on this. I'm gonna go wild here. I still got a 17 though.
Sorry.
I look sick, but I look good.
Bard just takes an awkward picture of himself and Hex walking into the room, like Hex is behind, just a bit of her hair in the sideline.
Ume doesn't know. Ume doesn't know something's wrong. Oh, send it to me later.
I'll just take Bard's phone from him, make sure it's flipped around to the right side, and take the photo on Bard's.
Oh, that's how it works. I take some notes, Frosty.
13. Well, at least it's in focus.
At least it's At least it's of Ume.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Of Ume.
Yeah, of Ume.
I take it back. Ume.
And you guys see the little bento box in the trash bin.
Oh, Ume, how are you? How are you feeling? Is this how to comfort people?
You're
Speak
muted,
slower.
David.
Well enough that my hearing still works.
Oh, good, good.
Huh.
Does the cut of your jib still cut?
I don't even know what that means.
It means, are you still sarcastic and possessed of your wits?
No.
Ah, she's fine. See, I go over to Ume and just sort of like look her over and does
Ume
taking
immediately-
good care of her. Not like that. Well, actually, you would see Bard but it's so medical. It's like he would look like at your chest, and it's there's no like. Ooh, it's just like interesting. So bruising here. Like there's nothing.
To be fair, Ume is a professional model, so she's probably not the most squeamish when it comes to nudity.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, she's like,
Yeah.
probably
Taking good care of you. Hex, do you know anything about medical facilities?
My doctor is very good. He
Oh.
is very responsible.
Is it Reverend?
No.
Oh, thank God.
I don't think he works at the hospital.
Reverend's got his hands a little bit full right now, anyway.
Yeah, I can tell she's a handful.
I usually am. That's what my exes tell me.
Oh, I meant Nova. I'm sure you are too.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Nova. Nova's definitely a handful.
Explosive, that one.
More
Oh,
ways than one.
I have brought you. She presents you with Ume's.
Ume's eyes light up. It's like, how'd you know? Like genuinely, and then like realizes that's okay, yeah.
Ume.
Those are great. She looks around, and like there's like a glass with like some water in it, so she kind of puts them in the water and try to kind of like Ikebana's not my thing, but I'll kind of like say it. And she kind of like, that looks good enough.
Yeah, livens up the place.
Yeah. Oh no,
A
they're
touch
great.
of designer for.
Yes. Yeah, sadly, I don't think they'll last for very long, but it'll be a lovely couple of days. Thank you so much. It's very sweet of you, Hex.
Oh, you're welcome. Ume.
I didn't bring you anything nearly as thoughtful. I just thought you liked music, so I brought music that I would listen to in the hospital bed, and I like pull out like an Elvis CD.
Ume, he goes, I love Elvis. Not as
Jokes
good.
on you,
Human perception.
Is it bullshit? We don't know.
We'll see how
24. Is it bullshit?
she likes Elvis.
Oh, good.
You can tell she's not like the biggest fan, but like
But
Elvis is good
better
music.
than nothing in the hospital. You
No.
can see Bard kind of look surprised,
Hey,
as if he was
just
expecting to have it thrown back in his face, like he has no idea how to give gifts. He's, like he was ready to pull it back. Like, I'm sorry.
I prefer his like 1950s work, like his really early stuff, like
This is early
Jailhouse
stuff.
Rock and-
What else would I have gotten? Like Jailhouse Rock, like.
You said
Nintendo,
earlier
like-
it was his bad stuff when you said you were going to
Well,
buy.
I don't.
it.
I was joking. Like I feel
Okay.
like Bard gets his like earliest stuff, like the
Oh,
closest
yeah,
to
yeah,
our
yeah.
age he can get.
Yeah, Ume does like a bad Elvis impression, going Jailhouse Rock and stuff like that.
The Jailhouse Rock, Heartbreak Hotel. Yes.
Well,
Ain't nothing but a
Heartbreak.
hound dog.
Oh,
You know
crying
that's
all the time.
Ume goes, you know that's a cover,
Nothing
right?
but a hound dog. Yeah, I know. Crying all the time. Bard just starts singing. You ain't never caught a
You know,
rabbit,
and you ain't no friend of mine.
Why was catching a rabbit the
Can-
important thing for Elvis
I
to
don't know,
make
but-
friends with a dog?
Can I do a perform roll for my?
Sure.
Sorry, can I do that too? As they're both singing together
Sure.
in the hospital.
Let me see. Remind myself. That's under.
Ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Where is perform?
Crying all the time.
I think it's under appearance.
It's under empathy. 15. He does okay, I think.
Ume got 22.
Well, you're better than me, obviously.
Well, obviously, I am a professional singer, but 15's a solid. You probably hit your notes properly.
Yeah.
You probably carry a nice tune. Ume probably. What happens is you probably hit the tune. Ume gets into like a little bit of harmony.
The harmony, right? Just the resonance. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
time.
I will not imitate it because I am not a professional singer. David's not, so you can just imagine Ume doing the harmony.
well, I know what we're gonna change to if we ever quit edge running.
Oh, we'd make such a
Family
good band.
band.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hex, you'd be such a good promoter. You could get everybody in. You could draw the art and everything.
We could call it Ume and the Hexes.
I like it. I like it already.
Why not the cursed Umes? The cursed bouquet.
I like
Name
Ume and the
conventions.
Hexes. That's a
Ume
good
and the
one.
Hexes is good too.
Yeah. I'm better
So how
at
long
the
till you're out of here,
branding.
Ume?
Oh, Frosty, how many days have been in
It's
here?
been like 3 or 4.
Another 2 weeks. Bruising was quite bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Well,
tell.
yeah, I know. We literally watched her die briefly.
Well,
How are you holding up aside from
Uh,
that?
Well, I can't eat, which probably isn't that bad of a thing considering the hospital food.
Well, someone tried to smuggle you something. I'm thinking about that bento box in the trash.
You're welcome to any sweets that's in there if there's anything left. I didn't
Well-
bother opening it.
Who was paying you a visit, Ume?
As far as I know, nobody visited, but that got delivered, I think.
Okay. That is a load of bullshit.
okay, Bard is way too nosy.
You're welcome
Can
to
I
press.
fingerprint the bento box? I'm not going to press her. I'm just going to go right to
What
the
the
source.
fuck are you doing? You're
Fingerprint the
collecting
bento
hard
box?
You would
evidence.
not have gotten your forensic kit in here.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. Then I wouldn't do that. But just so you know,
You
that
can-
is
you can-
Bard's
you can
instinct.
always-
You
can
can
always
always
do
take
with,
it and take it home and start investigating.
No, he's not that obsessive, right?
You
He's
can-
curious in the moment. He's not going to make a
You
product.
also, if you have a pencil, you can do it with graphite. It's just not as good.
I don't have a pencil. I have a forensics kit, but no
Or like
pencil.
tape. You could just put a piece of tape over
You know what? Funnily enough, they didn't let me
superglue
in
and
here
a
with tape either,
encased
or
thing.
super glue. I don't have those on my sheet.
You can find some.
The more important
I'm-
thing,
but-
though, is that there isn't anything attached to the box, is there, that would indicate that it was a delivery.
No, there's nothing that indicates it's a delivery.
Wow. You know, Hex, I know we have the whole mystery with Adrian King to solve, but this seems like a much more important one.
I'm sorry, I'm nosy.
So am I.
Are you saying this like in front of Ume?
Yes.
Sorry.
From my sister.
To the mystery mobile.
Oh.
Oh.
I didn't know you had a sister, Ume.
I do. I have several siblings.
Oh, which one of them gave this to you?
My older sister, Elena.
From the tone of your voice, I'm guessing you two don't get along.
From the location of
That
the
is
box.
correct. Yes.
Well, she cares about you clearly, or she wouldn't have stopped by. I wonder how she found out.
I'm sure she does care about me. That's not the issue.
Is the issue that she wants to dictate how you live your life?
That seems like a stretch, but knowing you, that's a possible stretch you could make. Let's just say we have a complicated history. And we'll
I mean,
keep it at that.
you mentioned your family a bit before, and there were tones of resentment there. So I simply deduced based on the expression on your face.
It's only my sister that I have issues with, not my family.
Oh, okay.
I have 4 brothers as well. We get along quite well with all of them.
Nice. Do you have any siblings, Hex?
Yes.
That was a very trepidatious response. Are you
I don't
sure?
talk about them.
Okay,
Uh,
that's fine. I just wanted to make sure you remembered, not whether.
Oh, sure, she cannot talk about them. But the minute I show some reluctance, it's like pry.
Well, mine are, I don't think, ever going to be part of the picture. I think they're going to be wherever I left them.
Do you remember where you left them?
Yes, you don't forget something like that, do you? It's not like...
I'm sorry.
It's not like a pen or... Hard to forget where you misplaced your family.
Bard, since everybody's divulging family, what about you?
Oh, No, actually, I have 5 siblings. One of them is in corpo life. Doesn't really like me that much. The rest I get along with fine. I mean, one of them is kind of mad, but he's kind of mad about anybody. Like, he's a recluse who only cares about his work and really doesn't know how to interact with people. Much more intellectual than social. Has absolutely no compunctions for interactions.
How could somebody
And
like
is
that
just
be
the most
related to
awkward
you?
individual. Will keep talking even if you're trying to talk back to him.
Right,
Just gets completely
just
lost
talks
in the
over
sense
the-
that he's
yeah.
saying, I don't know
Yeah,
how
just
we came from the same parents.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I can't see the family resemblance at all. Not
And he
at
does
all.
like a little drum roll thing, like, "Dudum-tsh." Sorry, I'm trying to be self-aware.
No, you're doing a very good job. I could tell that was
Thank you
intentional.
very much.
I could tell that was intentional. You're making improvements, Bard. We'll keep working on it. Don't worry.
Oh, I'll have to go back. Before I make this too awkward, though, I will step outside. But Hex, before I do, and I like hold up the card that Sun gave me. I have a lead on the King case that I think I would like to pursue, but I'd like you to be present for. Because again, good with getting information, not necessarily with using it or trading for it. So, seems kind of like a thing we need to work together on.
Sure.
Yeah, because we might only get one chance to call him. So,
By the way, Hex, what happened on your?
Oh, really well.
As you ask, there's a knock at the door.
I was
Excuse
already
me.
leaving to open it, so I'll open it.
There is a nurse in just typical scrubs with a little bit of a flowery pattern on them. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. She looks at your chart. What was your character's legal last name?
Kuwata.
Miss Kawada, there's a sales representative here to see you.
The sales representative from who?
Kawashi Industries?
All right. Sure. I mean, I'm not expecting anything, but they can come in.
All right, I'll let them know.
Do I know anything about this Kawashi Industries?
Make a streetwise.
Yes.
I'll also make that roll. I probably
Yeah,
should have
can I
done that
make this a
before I
roll?
let them into my.
But that's okay. Ooh, hello.
15.
16.
26.
So Hex is the only... Bard and Ume, you know, they're cyber. A cyber company.
Does it still count as a success, or just?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But Hex, what you know, is they are a cybernetics company that specializes in performance enhancement. Cybernetics. Things for like body sculpting, special eyes, voice synthesizers, hearing, internal drum kits and music kits, speaker things. All implants that are usually used to help like musicians.
Yeah. Okay. Totally clocks. They'd be interested in Ume then.
I don't know. Some.
I'd let her
some
know that,
random,
too.
Some randoms. She kind of nods interestingly. And says, I'm not that big or important. I'm just some. I mean, I don't even have a band right now.
Well, you did just get spotlit on the news over the whole.
Yeah.
You know.
Anybody
yeah.
can play an instrument. Not everybody who plays an instrument can use it to beat the shit out of the Night City Stalker. Which, by the way, I know isn't what happened, but we're going to run with that story.
I'm not complaining.
A guy in probably mid-30s, short, kind of looks like he's got hair plugs, wearing a brown suit and sort of a grayish tie with a beige shirt, carrying a briefcase, comes walking up to the room. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Kawada. I didn't mean to interrupt you during visitation. Is this a good time?
Bard, Hex, do you mind?
Hex, do you mind?
Not at all. Do you want us to stay, Ume?
Yeah, actually, Hex. At the very least, yeah. If you both want to stay, that's fine. Hex, if you'll be more skilled, I think, with talking business than I am. So if they have anything to say.
Can I deduce anything about this person? Does he seem legit?
Make
Or is he trying to
a
implant? Is he
awareness
trying
notice.
to implant drum kit in Ume's chest? Those are the only two options, by the way.
Make a human perception, actually.
Sorry, I was. Give me a second. I was making the roll.
Remember, you don't get your voice analyzer bonus.
It's a 23.
All right. So he seems a little nervous, kind of used car salesman nervous, right? And a little overworked and stressed. You can see he's sweating a little bit. He's stumbling with his words. He's fidgeting with his briefcase. But
doesn't seem to have malicious intentions.
No.
Okay. I'll if I can, I'll casually just start taking notes on in my book, and just you take a look at this hex, and I'll hand it over to her, just with details of what I observed, in case she starts to make a business deal, nervous, overworked, might be pressable, that sort of thing. That's it.
Miss Kawada, I represent Kawashi Industries. We are a cybernetic sales department. We work with several cybernetic manufacturers to help find ideal clients for new and advanced cyberware, as well as career-based cybernetics and enhancements, and we have an emphasis in the musical industry. My understanding from your recent news appearance was that you were in a band recently and were the lead singer. I've done a little bit of research, and we at Kawashi think that you have a very unique sound, and after a little bit of diligence on my part, I discovered that you had suffered such a traumatic throat injury, and we at Kowalski would hate to see that impact your career. And we've come to you with an exciting business opportunity.
Okay. What is it?
We would like to work with you and finance the surgical costs for the installation of the new full-range vocal synthesizer and voice box that Kowalski has produced to make sure that your singing voice and everything stays at its peak performance and none of this injury provides any damage. We're willing to cover the entire surgery cost if you feel up for financing the cost of the cybernetic itself, and we would be happy to help put you in touch once you're fully recovered with other musicians and the like to help establish a new sound and promote Kowalski Industries.
Frosty, I have a couple of questions. One, has the doctor indicated any permanent damage to Ume's voice, or has there been any indication that Ume's voice has been damaged?
There's concerns, but that's it. With such a traumatic injury to the throat, the doctor's concerned, but there's a total chance of full recovery.
Okay, yeah, because I'd rather not.
Out of character, not going to penalize you because of the injury.
Okay.
In character,
maybe Ume might have so maybe Ume might have some concern about it. I'll Ume sits there for a moment. I think so. You want to? What? You don't think my voice is good enough?
Oh no! This would be ensured, guaranteed that your voice stays exactly as it is and perfect forever. And it would even allow you to provide synthetic reverberations and incorporate different sound effects into your singing without the use of external equipment. Since you have a strong synthetic sound.
Yeah, but aren't there a lot of musicians and artists whose voice sort of matures as they age and develops new sounds and they create new dynamics?
And with this device, you'd be free to tailor and tamper and adjust your voice to whatever harmonics you were looking for that particular time.
Yeah, but it wouldn't age naturally.
No, that would be a downside, yes.
I think I'm good. Thank you, though.
Okay. Well, if you change your mind, I'm just going to leave some paperwork here on the counter for you to look over. And,
I might.
Thank you for your time. And he pulls the paperwork out and sets it on the counter and walks out.
Ume, I do think you're gonna have a long and prosperous music career that will not end with you dying in the way that Elvis did.
Well, he did die, middle-aged. I mean,
On the toilet. No, I was saying I think
oh,
it's
the manner of death. Oh,
yeah.
I'll get shot in the
Statistically,
head long before
it's
that.
unlikely that will happen. Is all I was observing. I wasn't trying to be comforting or anything. I was simply observing statistics.
Look, I appreciate the offer from the cybernetics, but I don't need the help of some cybernetics this thing.
No. I mean, you just proved that. Even with a crushed throat, you completely killed Hound Dog, right? Like, you even added some little like nuances to it.
That's not even an octave I'm usually good at, too.
No, I know, but like, hey, the crushed throat means you can hit the low notes, right? Like that's
right.
sort of, you almost sound like a man when you're singing right now.
That's not quite what I was going for, Bard, but I appreciate the attempt at a compliment.
Thank you.
He tries.
I really do try.
You did try.
I
You
know
did
I
try.
fail.
I can
most
see
of
the
time.
effort.
You can't really see the effort. You can just observe that I'm making it, but the effort itself is an intent. Oh, sorry. Got it. As I'm gonna kind of like tip my hat and just, Hex, whenever you want to go continue the case. Also, I have a combat-oriented acquisition for you that should come in the next week or two. I'm not good at keeping. I've been told to keep these sorts of things a secret, but don't buy any.
Oh, you're not good at keeping secrets. We know that.
I was gonna say no. So don't buy any sharp implements that could be used to hack somebody, but with a sort of shorter length rather than a long one.
No swords. Check.
No, I meant no short length ones. If you want to buy a sword, I haven't done that yet.
Oh, I see. Okay. Interesting.
But shh, it's a surprise.
I'm sure I'm gonna be so surprised.
You'll be very surprised.
Before we continue our case, though, I think we should maybe check in on Nova and Bard.
Okay.
I mean,
Rev?
goddammit,
Hey,
Reverend.
Bard.
I'm
How you
so
doing?
sorry.
Sorry, I'm gonna call Bard. So you hear the phone ringing
Don't
in his
ever
ear.
tell
Hello?
Reverend I said that. He will sacrifice me to his dark lords.
And with that, we're going to cut to Nova and Reverend. Reverend, you guys are at Nova's place. Nova, describe your crazy apartment.
Yeah. Well, it is like you might imagine. It is it's a studio apartment, and the biggest thing in the room is it sits on one of the walls is this giant sort of workshop desk that's actually elevated, and she sits in sort of like a stool like chair that swivels around, but it's been duct taped together and pulled back together. She's got a lamp that kind of leans over it that is kind of also duct taped, and you can see lots of papers and things all over the thing, tools, and then she's got all these like little cubby things that have stuff in them, but they're not organized. It's just like random stuff in all of them, so who knows where it's where. But it's all over. She has a futon that is it's not got sheets on it or anything like that, and it's just got clothes kind of put onto it. That's kind of just like this little den-like area, and then there's like a coffee table, old takeout boxes and things are on there, bugs everywhere, and then a TV that's obviously broken, and it acts just like a light now. There's no picture that is there. It's just like a TV
static
on
lighting up the room.
Yeah. And then a kitchen that has dishes in the sink that are just piled high for God knows however long. Yeah. Cabinet doors in the kitchen are just like open.
So,
nothing in them except for like boxes.
Reverend, what are you doing to take care of your patient Nova? I can't hear you.
How about now?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're good.
All right.
That sounds good.
So
We gotta get you a
first
new
off-
headset.
Hey, next paycheck. So soon as Reverend looks inside just from the doorway, his first instinct is to just close the door and leave.
He kind of halfway closes it, hesitating for a moment.
He just grips the doorknob like, no, I have to do this. And he goes in, probably has to step around like a kid's room covered in Legos.
Except they're casings, they're empty
Yeah.
casings on the floor. You do see a couple of like just milk crates full of boxes of ammo, just like stacked in, and just narratively, or not narratively, but actually like mechanically, I do have thousands of rounds of different types of ammunition for all
Yeah.
the guns that I have. Yeah.
Yeah, so just he makes note of the fucking pigsty he has just walked into.
Yeah.
If pigs could use weapons and high explosives, you
Rev,
you really need to clean this place up, Nova. This is
Rev, is
not.
that you? I could,
Yes,
I
it's
could, I could barely see. Ah, I, I'm so glad that you're here.
me. Nova, you didn't injure your eyes.
Oh yeah, shit.
How
Hey,
are you
thanks for
feeling?
coming by though.
Well, I have to. You look like shit after everything that's happened.
Well, yeah, but not as bad as like Ume though. That was
Hmm.
pretty intense.
Yeah. You and Ume have had it rough. You got thrown through a wall. She had her throat crushed.
Yeah. Well, that's the life, isn't it?
It's one of them. If you can stay alive.
Hey, I've been meaning to ask you, do you feel bad about the fact that like Ume almost got her throat crushed?
Reverend just stands there silently for a minute. It was an issue I've made note of, but I thought my work was good. Apparently, I need to improve that. Next time, I'll just rip their arms off.
Well, it's a good thing you were there though.
Look, all that matters is we all made it. We're all still kicking.
Yeah.
As long as
Yeah,
you
hey,
don't
when do you
blow us up.
well, hey, when do you think I could get out of here? Like I got some things I got to get done.
Well, should hopefully only be a few more days.
All right. You gonna stay here? Like, do I need to make a spot for you or something like that?
I'll come visit again, but I'm not staying here. At least not right now.
Oh, all right. Well, I got a TV. I'll
I,
point to
s-
it.
I see that. You know, your electric bill is probably through the roof with that on.
Oh shit, yeah, that's probably good. Hey, I'm fixing it though. When I get it fixed, it's gonna be like top of the line.
Oh, just like Ume's amp
I
and
put it back together.
Bard's confetti gun.
Well, look, that's a one of a kind. No one else can say they've got a confetti gun.
I don't even want to talk about the other thing.
Whatever do you mean, Rev? I don't.
Dare's a self-defense gun you made her.
I don't remember what exactly.
No, we can leave it at that. We
Oh,
we don't
okay.
ever need to mention it again.
You mean the tiny tickler?
Yes, the death trap.
Well, I thought it was kind of funny. Hey, if you want any modifications to your weapon, I can do all kinds of stuff.
Um, I'm good right now,
Okay.
but you have a lot of talent. I will say that.
How's work been going?
It's rough, long nights, very interesting people.
Yeah.
Bard would have a field day looking and watching all of these people.
Yeah. It
As
must
you
not.
guys are talking, there is a knock on Nova's door.
You expecting guests?
I just shake my head.
So Reverend will pull out his gun and does Nova have like a peephole in her door?
Mm-hmm.
And he'll look through it.
As you
I'll
look out,
I'll
you
pull
see
Smoking Willie.
Bruce smiling viciously into the little lens, and two of her little piranha girls standing next to her.
All right, I will put my pistol back in the holster and unsling my assault rifle. And
Who is it?
Rev will just do like little bite thing with his hand, trying to imitate a shark.
Oh my gosh! It's Bruce. What is she doing here?
I don't know.
She doesn't. Where?
I'll walk over to Nova. It's your door. She's probably expecting you.
Shit. Open it. You open it.
All right. And I'll go open it and keep the rifle to my side.
Okay. As you open it, Bruce smiles. Ah, there you are, Nova. I've been looking for you. You know, I arranged after that little soiree with the gun work that I had you do. I arranged for you to get to know this team, and I hope you're having a good time. But I do have another client, a few clients, that are looking to get some modifications and thought you might be interested in some work.
Oh, Brucey, come in. I'm so glad to see you. Sorry, we
Glad
were
to
just
see
in the
you.
middle of.
I'd hate to think that you were trying to run away from me.
No, no.
I've
I
been
wasn't-
keeping her on rest, Bruce. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, we've
That
been
explains why I
resting.
hadn't seen you down at the club. Because, you know, you told me you were looking for work. Trying to make a name
I
for
am.
yourself, get your weaponsmithing set
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I've been saving up for my own shop.
Well, you know, as it turns out, I happen to know of a shop that's Sans owner right now. You might be familiar with it, Tech World.
Oh
Shop
my,
the place up.
oh my God, that place is awesome.
Yeah, you know, I could pull a couple of strings if you were willing to do some work for me. You could go work there, make some modification. I could send some clients your way. Get you a
Oh my
nice
God.
day job.
That would be. I look
And-
over at Rev.
So by this point, Reverend has put his rifle back on the sling and pulled out his phone, and he's just texting real quick to Hex. Like, Bruce is here asking Nova to do some work for Moore's warehouse or shop.
Yeah, when I was in there, Bruce, I'll just tell you this: like, that place was awesome. It's like the dream because there's like so much space, and then there's like a place to live up top, and then like there's so much I could do in there. Could you think I could do so much in that shop?
There's a catch, though. There's a catch. You see, the owner of that place happens to be involved in this whole thing with Adrian King. So if he comes back around, you got to catch him for me because I got to find out what's really going on here.
Right. That's that's Jackpot, right?
That's
No.
Lore. Jackpot, I think,
Lore.
is his girly friend, the Netrunner.
Oh,
At least that's what word on the street is. I haven't been able to track him down.
you want me to blow him up?
No, nothing so messy or permanent. I'm
Oh, okay.
saying that if he comes back around and has some issues with you using his place of business, that you, I don't know, go fishing, wrap him up in a net a little bit, and turn him over to yours truly.
Could I make a human perception check? See if there's something Bruce is like hiding or leaving out.
Sure.
Nova, would you like to join?
Oh, sure.
30?
Nice crit.
Jesus.
She really needs Nova to do some work for her, something big. There's ambition and excitement written all over her face. This is you can see that she really wants to reel Nova in for business because she's got.
Oh, like
And she mentions
specifically Nova.
yeah, and when she says that she's got clients that are interested, you can tell that she has specific clients that she wants to make sure she gets Nova in touch with, but along with just making business arrangements. And this seems to be part of her grander strategy. The fact that she's straight up robbing some guy's place of business
Yeah.
shows how far she's willing to go. And she's trying to sweet talk Nova a little bit and pressure Nova a little bit. Nova owes her a bit, and she's using that leverage to kind of put Nova in this awkward position. She also knows that the people who run Tech World ran off with the Cherry 5000. She knows what's going on with that, but she doesn't have proof. And trying to piss them off and lure them in to a territory war to then capture them and get to the bottom of the situation gives her power and influence, and is manipulating everybody involved's emotions.
I got a 13. I doubt I got any of that.
She's just really happy to see you.
Sounds like a good job.
Brucey, this is yes. I walked into that place and I thought this is exactly what I need, and yeah, absolutely, I'll do it. I'll do it. In fact, I'll try to rig up something just in case, like maybe when he comes back, it'll trap him somehow. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
But here's the thing: you ain't open for public business to start with. I'm gonna send you some specific clients. You're gonna do some work for them on the down low. Now you can't tell nobody.
Okay, so I can't change the shingle yet.
No.
Will she actually get paid for these as well?
Of course,
Or she
of course.
Just in the building.
Oh yes, and I can. Oh, son, this is perfect. This is perfect. I'm okay. Yeah, just let me know, and I'll start drawing things up. Just let me know as soon as you can, because I'm going to be sitting here for a while. And
Well, why don't you start tomorrow?
I look over at Rev.
We need to go meet Ume tomorrow and the others.
Oh,
Talk shop, you know.
why don't you have them meet you at Tech World? I'm sure you can talk shop while you do a little bit of work. In fact, I got your first business right here. You see, and she snaps her fingers, and one of the Piranha girls comes over. You see these 20 millimeter rounds? Client wants them laced with curare. It's all in the package.
Okay.
You got 3 days to finish it up.
Okay. So we need to be in Tech World quickly. Do you think I could just do the rest of my recovery there, Rev? And I could probably do a little bit of these modifications too, right? And still, recover.
Doesn't really matter since he has a mask, but with a forced smile, Reverend's just like, well, it doesn't sound like you have much of a choice, Nova.
Okay, yeah. I'll put together a bag and and I'll take the rounds from her and the package and you'll just have whoever's coming to. You just have one of them. I'll point to the 2 Piranha girls. Come by and pick it up, and we'll have it ready in a couple of days. Okay, good.
They'll see you in 3 days.
All right. Okay, that sounds good.
All right. She kind of turns and walks away. Nice seeing you again, Reverend. Mm-hmm. Watch out for our wonderful little Nova here. She's a firecracker.
Reverend just nods and sort of guides them out the door and closes it right away, making sure to lock it.
Okay.
This is great. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Yes.
You say that. We'll talk with Hex about it. She's better with this business dealing.
That's true. Yeah, I bet you she would know. Yeah, because if I'm gonna keep this shop for long term, I'm gonna have. There's probably like legal stuff or something. Hex will know what to do.
Yeah, and I'll let everyone else know.
All right.
Oh. Are we going to visit Nova and Reverend Hex, or are we going to go talk Case and talk about Nova working for Bruce?
Well, you guys don't know. Oh, Hex.
Reverend
Hex knows.
just said he
Yeah,
lets
he
everyone
was
else know as
texting me.
well. He also said he lets everyone else know just now. That's the only reason
And
I responded.
I would text Reverend back to being beholden to Bruce or dangerous waters to swim in. Yeah. She's a concern.
Well, wait. So where are we right now as we're talking?
You guys are walking out of the hospital.
Okay.
I want to pay Nova and Reverend a visit, especially now after this information. But I would like to grab something for Nova, a little get well soon gift, something explodey.
Pop rocks. Get her some pop rocks. She'll love that.
Reverend is gonna basically Venmo Bard like 100 eddies, and underneath just say, "Pick up bug spray."
Okay. I'll get some bug. Apparently, Nova likes bug spray. Or her apartment might be infested with bugs.
Weird.
You know,
Okay, so
Reverend.
what do you say we go say hello to them? We do need to talk about this Adrian King thing, but also like something I want to talk to you about. What time of day is it right now?
At this point, early afternoon.
So
2, 3.
they're not too far from the hospital, right? Like they're pretty close by.
They're about 5 blocks from the hospital.
Okay, so why don't we go? Why don't
4
we pay them a
blocks.
visit?
4 blocks.
Then I'm sure Reverend's going to insist on having Nova rest for a while afterwards. We can give her. I'm going to get her some pop rock candy.
Okay. Okay. Teddy bear backpack, stuff it full of pop rocks and booze, right?
Make sure it's pink.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Like her hair, exactly. It should have one eye.
Can we buy one of those like pre-made cosmopolitans in a bottle that's
Yeah.
like pink?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna get that.
So you
Pop
guys
rocks,
spend about
teddy bears.
200 eddies.
Yeah.
There's gonna be one teddy bear that's just like, sorry, we're gonna buy a teddy bear, but it's gonna be in 5 pieces, like it's been blown up.
No, it has to be a backpack. She can wear it, and then
teddy bear
throw the grenades
backpack.
later.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
You guys
got it.
spend a total of about 200 eddies on a teddy bear
But when
backpack
you
filled
when
with
you
pop rocks.
unzip it, like a limb comes off and then comes back on, sort of thing.
Oh, it's like the limbs are little separate
They're
pockets.
part of it. Yeah, exactly. And you can pull the limbs off, right?
You can put a grenade in.
it's a backpack for the well-adjusted techie. But yeah, after that, we should talk some business, but let's go do this first. So yeah, we'll get all that stuff, and Bard will also bring bug spray.
So you guys don't run into any trouble. Cost you, we'll say 20 eddies for a cab to their place. And you guys give a knock on the door.
Are you decent?
Oh, I think that's Bard.
No,
Pretend
it's
like
not.
we're-
I couldn't tell.
Oh,
It's
he
not
heard us.
Bard.
Damn it. Oh, crap. I guess you gotta let him in.
When Reverend hears him say it's not Bard, just to fuck with him, he's gonna immediately open the door, put his gun in Bard's face.
I look at the gun.
You still not Bard?
Is that a gun, or are you just happy to see whoever was in here before?
Well, you're better sight than Bruce is. Come on in.
Why, thank you. I do think I've been doing my teeth differently lately. We'll go in and I'll look around. Can I see where the bugs are?
Everywhere.
Okay. What roll do I need to make to go Nifty from Has Been Hotel on their ass?
I will be joining us because I need
Sometimes
this
I
to
kill
be
mother
clean.
bugs in front of their children as a warning to others.
This is a health
Make a
hazard.
handgun check.
Handgun.
Sure,
I-
that's the...
I love it.
Look, because I gave him like 100 eddies, we both
feel
had
like
two
we have
cans in
multiple
each hand.
like Bard rolls through a thing and just like.
No, you've seen Boondock
And then
Saints?
as you guys are going around like shooting blasts of bug spray, yeah, you can make handgun checks to see how well. You do.
22.
38.
Damn, Reverend.
Nice. So you guys are slaughtering the bugs. I need Bard, Hex, Reverend, and Nova to make a resist torture drugs check.
Oh, resist torture drugs. Okay.
18.
16.
Oh, fumble.
Drugs. Man, I always.
Synth
love
coke, not a problem. Bug spray, fucked.
It's because of the synth coke
They
has.
both fumbled.
Oh God!
I fumbled. I got a 6.
These dice are so sexist.
It's not just that you got a 6, but then on the fumble die you rolled a 10, which I think is even worse.
Okay.
Oh, is it?
So
Yeah.
Reverend
Nova
and
passes
Bard
out.
are going to town, and Hex and Nova, you guys are getting dizzy. Your vision's blurring. All you can smell is the chemical smell of everything. It's hard to breathe.
Sorry,
You're coughing and gagging.
do we notice this? I'm sure we noticed this, right? Is there a window to open here?
No.
All right.
I'm gonna
will
look to Reverend.
carry them.
Oh shit! Yeah, let's get them out of here.
Get them outside.
I'll like put my arm under Hex and like carry her out as I'm shooting. Nova is like doing the princess thing, maybe like.
No, I'm collecting stuff. I'm gonna put it in a bag so I can take it. That's a go
Nova,
bag.
leave it. You can get
I
it
need my
later.
stuff. I need my tools.
You guys see
My
Nova
tools, I
saying, "I
grab
need
my
my stuff.
jumper.
I need my tools," and just packing an imaginary bag.
Okay, Reverend, you get her. I'll get Hex. We'll leave the backpack with the teddy bear though.
No, we need the booze, especially after the bug spray.
Okay, I'll bring out. Bard will. He'll hold up his pocket whiskey and just like, I've got that covered. The Cosmo was for Nova.
It should be filled with booze for $200 fucking dollars.
It is. So I'll drag Hex out.
Hex, as
sorry
you're
about
getting
that.
drug out, you look down to the ground and see a little roach swearing vengeance over his dead family of roaches, shaking his fist up at you,
Look,
pointing
wait,
a little
can I-
sword at Bard.
Okay. I don't see this.
next second,
no,
you see
Joe.
Reverend's foot come down on it.
Is the roach saying a plague on both your houses?
Yep.
Okay. I'll look to Reverend. Reverend, can you take care of the patient?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got her.
Hex, how are you
And
doing?
Guys, get everybody next door to Hex's apartment. And let the fumigation air out. They're a little wonky. Hex and Nova, you guys are pretty messed up from all the fumes, but you're there.
Could I do like a first aid check or something check on them?
It's just something that they need air.
I get it, yeah.
Okay.
Well, Nova can't really go for a walk.
She can walk. Just we need to make sure she doesn't get into any shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you want to go for a walk outside?
Yeah, they can stand. They just need fresh air to.
Yeah, that's what this was asking. I was asking.
Let him walk around Hex's apartment. That may be.
Okay, yeah.
That's-
Hex, describe
A
your
grand
apartment.
tour. A grand tour of nothing.
Yeah, wasn't it just like a bed and some drawings last time we were
Work out.
here?
And it is still the same, except you would probably see a cat running around somewhere. But now that there's so many people, I imagine it's probably trying to hide.
Bard wants to try and play with the cat.
It's just crammed under my bed, trying to hide from you.
Can I try and make a check to play with the cat to make the cat?
Bard is that toddler, that one that's like the cat doesn't like people. I don't care. You got the broom under
No,
the bed. Like,
he's dealt
leave
with
the
a
cat
cat before.
alone.
He's just trying to be kind to it. I'm not trying
Cat's
to like
just
grab it or
hiding.
anything. Okay.
Yeah, he's one of those people who go to a party and just interact with the animal.
Yeah, exactly. So Bard will sit next to the bed and just like look down at the cat occasionally.
You do notice though that there is like crumpled up things everywhere. I don't think you would know what's on them. They're just crumpled up pieces of paper. But on the walls too, she's got like maybe a poster, I think, of like Neon Pulse and maybe a couple other chromatic rock bands. Maybe like a couple of like classic movie posters. That's
So-
about it though. Oh, and some of her drawings probably that are interspersed here and there and just like roughly taped up with some tape on the wall.
So I'm gonna pull out my little 10-foot rope and just start dangling it for the cat, just in case.
He never gives up.
He really doesn't. How are
Yeah,
you?
kitty, kitty.
How are you two feeling? And Reverend's like shining a light, checking their pupils. You two not feeling like shit anymore?
Well, I mean, whose idea was that to light off bug spray?
I
You saw her place, right?
it
I
does
think it
seem
was
like
fine.
Nova, if I didn't come to check on you how I have been, you'd have an infection and we just have to cut you in half, put you out of your
Solomon's
misery.
baby style.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I mean, I did the dishes last week.
Wait, what week was last week in the
Oh.
calendar?
I think it was like, was it? I don't remember.
What year?
I don't.
Probably like 2019, right?
No.
Stop. Give up. If you don't remember, not good that you can't remember
Well-
how you did dishes.
Who gives a shit about the dishes? We have bigger fish to fry. But
I do dishes
do.
every
what was
time
this
I,
that
like,
I heard
cook
about Bruce paying you a visit?
Oh yeah, Brucey came by, and you know, I know Bruce from before you guys, and well, you know, I kind of owed her a little bit, but like, okay, look, she told me that, you know, that place, that Tech World place.
Mhm.
She said that I can have it, or rather, just like stay there for a while. I'm
You
not
know,
really sure
while
if she
it-
said I could have
Well,
it.
it's still technically owned by someone else.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lore,
like she said that
the guy who showed up with a shotgun at Bard's house.
2 shotguns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd
Well-
hate for him to come looking for his shop with 2 shotguns again.
Actually, I think that's what Bruce expects.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
we're
got some
supposed to like
concerns.
capture
What?
him, and you know, like I think Bruce is gonna like question him, and but I don't think she's gonna hurt him or anything. But like,
The issue is, how is he gonna handle us taking his shop?
well, he's not using it, you know.
I mean,
I think he'd feel good that we were putting it to good use, and I could put some equipment in there, some of the stuff that I've been
So-
wanting to won't fit in my apartment.
I
So here's
wonder
the
I wonder too what her beef is with Lore.
it may not be anything. I'm trying to think back to what Lore and was it Jackpot?
Yeah.
Jackpot were. He left his shop trying to hide them. Maybe Bruce's angle is trying to get the shop to Nova in exchange for getting them somewhere safe.
Well, that's a hell of a stretch. Also, you're really assuming she's being magnanimous here.
No. I'm talking about business opportunities, and if she wants to punish King, like she said she did, and so does Lore.
But this looks like it's punishing Lore, not King.
Right.
See, that's why I'm confused. It seems to me she should have an issue with King, not Lore. So why is she
Well,
trying to
This
take
is
Lore's shop from him?
this
Well,
is
I
what I
think-
was trying to look into. Right, is that I have Lore's number here. Cost me a pretty penny, but apparently he was involved in the rehabilitation of this jackpot woman, right? That there were stories about King doing this to multiple women. Maybe if he has some evidence that could get Bruce even with King. I don't know, right? There, like Bruce doesn't necessarily. Well, okay, Bruce seems like a psychopathic cannibalistic shark lady, but she also seems to have a sense of business and a sense of honor. The rest we
don't-
can talk about later, but
I think honor with Bruce is a strong word, but
honor, okay,
I do agree with you.
honesty, right? She likes honesty.
I think she just wants to use Nova to get to Lore, to get to King. She seemed
Could be.
way too excited about this.
So
Well, I think that's also maybe a little bit short-sighted because it sounds like she had intent to bring Nova a lot of different business, different clientele. That
which
that
would
even
imply
concerns me
permanency.
because then you have no control over who you're assisting in this endeavor. So like you could be asked to make an H-bomb for somebody and have very little ability
what
to
did
say
she
no
ask
to
him
her.
Yeah, 'cause
These 20 mils. I gotta just lace them with what was it called?
Karari.
Frosty.
Do I know what
Karari?
Karari is?
Make a
Karari.
chemistry check.
Ooh,
Yeah, chemistry.
let's go. Science buddies.
Fumble.
Where's my skill?
You've got no clue.
Karari. That's
Sounds made up.
I got a 17.
17 is not enough to have heard about this.
What
so
about-
that's-
Well,
25,
but-
Reverend.
Reverend, you got 25?
Yeah.
Karari is an extremely deadly Asian poison used by assassins.
On a 20
Extremely
millimeter round?
rare.
Yeah, I was gonna say on a 20 millimeter round, doesn't that just sound like overkill?
Look, if they
Well,
survive the hole put in their head,
What do they need to poison a fucking blue whale?
Does Rev tell us what this is? Karari is.
yeah, he would.
It's
Well, this
It
sounds
also-
like a cyber psycho bullet.
there's
That's
no
what
cure
sounds
for
like.
it. There's no cure for it. Once you're exposed to it, it
Did
will
she-
kill you.
Did she give actual like vials? of this
A
stuff?
vial.
A vial?
Enough to
Reverend,
lace
do you-
the
Do
10,
you
20
have that on
millimeter
you? Because
rounds.
that seems like something you might want to handle.
Nova, you still have the stuff she gave you, right?
Yeah, I got it with my bag of. Where did my bag go? I thought
dear.
I packed a bag of shit.
Oh, the imaginary bag.
Oh damn it!
It's probably all back in your apartment. It's
I
just
hope that
across-
shit's not ruined. If that shit's ruined, I'm gonna be real angry at you both.
Oh, I think I can handle that.
Yeah, but
a lot
here's
of
the-
people are angry at me often.
Look, let's.
Here's the bag of 20 mils in Karari, and I just throw it to him.
Ah! I catch
The chaos.
them.
The constant
It's a
chaos.
small case. It's only about 5 rounds of ammunition, and there's just enough of the
Well,
Karari to lace the
what-
5
what about-
rounds.
The is it Kurari or for?
Kurari.
Kurari. Is the Kurari just in a vial, or is it like in a box inside a vial?
Yeah. It's in
okay.
yeah, it's
So-
secure.
My big concern, though, about you making this in particular, Nova, is if this poison is as rare as they say, it seems like that would be a somewhat controlled substance. And if somebody of any sort of value shows up dead with one of these slugs in their bodies, there aren't that many roads that wouldn't lead back to you having been the constructor of the bullet.
Yeah,
Are they looking to make you a fall guy?
Well, I was also planning on like carving my maker's mark in it. So
That might
even
be
better.
a poor choice.
yeah, that. Well, I mean, I want people to know what my work. You know, I was just thinking I worked really hard.
This
on
isn't
stuff.
really your work. This is something Bruce told you to do, not something that you decided to do.
Like, look, I went on the date with her. It's very clear
Yeah,
to
how
me
was
it's very clear to me that she has a lot of ambition and some designs for making some power plays in this town. And I'm not stupid. I know that she's kind of using us in a way. She sees us as an ends to a means. And I'm curious as to what those ends are.
Hmm.
I personally am of the mindset we keep our friends close but our enemies closer. If you know what I mean. I'm not entirely sure what her intent is, and now knowing all this about Nova, these bullets, I'm duly suspicious.
I think we should contact Lore before we do anything about the shop. That's my instinct.
Well, hold
I do
on.
agree.
I mean, she asked me to do it, and I want the shop.
Well, you have 3 days, right? Could you give us 3 days to try and figure out what's going on here?
I gotta
No, she has to have it.
have it done in 3 days.
Could you do it in your apartment?
Well, not
I-
now.
I would not suggest that either way.
Well, why don't
This
you
kind
could
of
you,
stuff.
You could hole up in Lore's shop for a bit and not take it over and do the work, but not necessarily like lay claim.
I don't know the difference.
Utilize Lore's
You don't want me to
Yeah.
piss there?
facility for now.
I
You-
mean, if there's a toilet,
Nova, you can use the restroom.
Okay.
You're a grown girl now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna have to pee there. That's for sure. No, but she said I can't change the single outside because I got my I got my logo already, but I can't
That's
do
fine.
that yet because she said I can't let people know.
we'll wait to see how the rest of the job goes, right? But
Yeah.
okay.
Well, this highly scary poison was very illegal. So putting your name to anything that illegal seems like a
Yeah, don't put your name to it.
Well, that
Mhm.
yeah. Now that I think about that, that's probably true. But
Yeah, and shouldn't you only put your names on your true passion projects?
What I was saying, yeah.
well, yeah. But then like
aside from that, even if she's not putting her signature on this, what I'm saying is that even regardless of if she's saying made by Nova,
I'm trying to
it's a
speak
highly
to-
controlled substance. They're
I'm-
probably going
I'm
to come
trying
looking
to
for
convince the child not to
the
do
creator of it.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
And I mean, if you thought the NCPD was hot to trot after you before, if they think that you're producing cyber psycho killing slugs, no one's walking away from one of these.
And just
They're going to
double
start
check,
looking for you sooner
Rusty.
than later.
This poison, like, is it you put on your skin, you're poisoned, or does it have to like enter
It's
your
got to
body?
get into the bloodstream.
Okay,
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
making sure. Like
hence
how-
the 20 milli delivery
Yeah.
system.
Well, that's not in the bloodstream. That's in the bloodstream and destroying the bloodstream and everything around it. But, Reverend, why don't you keep trying to? I need to make a. Well, Hex and I need to make a call to Laura at some point. Can you? Do you think Nova's apartment is safe now? At least, or should you just stay
Probably.
here?
keep her here for now, because with all the bugs and the
Okay.
filth, it's more likely she'll get worse before she gets better.
Cool.
You guys are welcome to stay here.
Appreciate it.
I was
There's
gonna.
no bugs. There's
yeah.
a bed. I know it's not fancy,
I'm gonna
but there's no bugs.
Trust
turn
me,
to
it's
Hex and just
better than my place.
Call Case. Want to grab some food and go work on it?
All right, I could go for some noodles.
Yeah, why don't we grab some takeout, go back, and I have the whiteboard, we can make one of those conspiracy charts. Also have some other concerns I wanted to talk to you about, but should do that first. I'm really hungry. Something about spraying for bugs in Nova's apartment just got me really peckish.
Well, I'm still a little lightheaded, so no wonder why I'm peckish.
Mhm.
Well, bugs are
What would it cost, Frosty, to get like decent takeout noodles
why do you need to do that? Roaches are high in protein.
and go
About-
back to Bard's apartment before Reverend can finish that sentence?
Good takeout noodles would be about 40, 50 eddies.
Okay, I'll spring for that. Feel like I owe that, so
Okay. Let me double check that. I think that's right. Let me double check.
And I guess I'll just keep the doors open, let the apartment air out, where I can still
and all
see
the
it.
roaches leave.
Yeah,
They go out with their
Can't
little
hear
like
you,
travel
Hex.
sacks.
Hex, you're muted.
Oh, I was saying, don't forget though that you have some sensitive materials in there. So while
Yeah.
those doors are
I'd basically be like standing out in the hallway, just killing time, doing whatever.
Yeah, about 40 eddies.
Okay, so we'll maglev back to the apartment, pick some of those up. Wait for Hex to clear her head before talking any kind of business, but
Okay.
And Rev would be nice. He'll keep Ume kind of updated on the situation.
Okay.
Crazy shit, Bruce. You know.
Ume just
Good
responds
call.
with like a shrug emoji.
I'll take a picture of the Karari and text it to Ume. Just be like, look what I got a job.
Reverend would not
You
leave
just-
her with that.
You just get a thumbs up in response.
All right.
Ume's like, cool. Um,
So Axe and Bard, you get back to your place?
yeah. So I'll pull out the noodles and just as I'll like start like pulling out his kind of like makeshift whiteboard and just start like noting stuff down. Like you can see he's like connecting Lore, Cherry 5000, Adrian King, Bruce, like Karari, like just starts to like do the whole mind map thing and turns to Hex. And I'm glad, by the way, that you. How are the noodles?
The noodly. Delicious.
He nods. Okay, noodles are noodly. Good to know. Good to know. Keep that in the mind palace.
No, don't. I've just
no,
had
no.
a lot on my mind. That's
Yeah,
all.
no. I was gonna say I'm glad to know that you were skeptical of Bruce's. I was. I'm also sorry. I got overprotective. You can handle yourself. You are a badass bitch, and he like taps the marker on the thing. Yeah, I don't know. I just like I've seen people used by people. It's not comfortable. But not my place. So apologies for that.
Well, in the city, everybody's using somebody. And I'm not stupid. I know when we're being used. But we might as
No.
well find out why.
I know. That's what I'm apologizing for. Is that I you know me. I have a visceral reaction to when people are being mistreated or used, and I just let it get away from me there. So, and it's not like I haven't like I've known you for a bit, even though we were acquaintances. But he's like still writing, like still like drawing out the mind map of the case, but like he's looking back occasionally. I just. Did I ever tell you that like the case we kind of worked together was like one of the high points of my career? And when I started working with you again, I was like, "Ooh, we're going back to that," and it was like very exciting, and like there was a lot there, and just like neurophysiological things going on in the brain. That anyway, let them get away from me.
Well, when I was trying to put a team together, why do you think I called you? We worked really well together 4 years ago. I liked you then.
I look at her, raise an eyebrow. So you don't like me now? Then why are you working with me?
I mean, Bard.
Hex. Now you go.
You do realize like why I wanted to work in a you do realize why I wanted to put together a group of edge runners, right?
Well, knowing you, what I know about your background, the various things I can observe about you, you are trying to make a name for yourself in Night City to get to the top, sort of trying to move into the place where Bruce is looking to go, and maybe even beyond that eventually. You're trying to make a life for yourself, perhaps even get back in touch with the family that you've lost, although you do seem to have misplaced them, you said, but you do know where they are, and there's sort of a longing for you that I can sense every time I look at you. So it may be that you're trying to reconstruct a family, or it may be that you're just trying to make one of your own. I look back to her. Is that about right?
You are really observant.
He raises an eyebrow at you. Wow, that was mostly guessing. No, I'm kidding. No, I respect that. And again,
My family lost everything that they had because they didn't have enough power. They weren't in we lost everything because there's always someone on top that's bigger and badder than you. Someone who's meaner, wants to see you gone, will do anything to keep that power. My family was subjugated to that kind of treatment. That's all I see when I come to Night City. I came here years ago, and that's what I've been surrounded with since I got here. Just endless power-hungry people. People sometimes even just like Bruce, who are little more than sharks. And I'm tired of being eaten. I'm tired of watching other people be eaten in this city.
You see him genuinely smile, and he comes over to you. He pulls out a cigarette of his own, pulls out a strawberry one, lights it, and hands it to you. Just, I saw the same thing, right? My family subjugated, my parents into hiding, gang wars. I tried to make it out, got here, figured that it was just a bunch of assholes. Everywhere you look, there's another asshole. You try and stop one asshole, another asshole benefits. Everything is just this endless cycle of cynicism and shit. And all I could do is get information.
How do you think you stop the cycle? You get on top.
Well, this is what I was going to say. That's why I was saying I respect you. And I'm ready to be your eyes. And your ears. Maybe your hat, if you need one. But, don't know what that means. But, no, like, I can see the shit. I can observe it. I can point it out. What I always admired about you, even when I met you for that one job, is that you seem to have the drive, the ambition, and the compunction to put yourself in the place to make a change. I kind of just was okay to try to make little differences here and there. Find a cat, rescue a girl.
Yeah, well, it's gonna take bigger moves in this city to make any kind of difference.
Well, I'm happy to help you with that.
Well, that's why I'm working with Bruce. And like I said, I know I'm not dumb. She's got designs on this place. She's already... You need to add some shit to your board here about her gunning for... Oh, sorry, what was his name? And
Kozlov.
Kozlov's district, yeah.
Oh, trust me, I
Rasputin's district. She was smuggling things in instead of going through Rasputin.
He points back to the board, and you see where, like, because Hex mentioned the crime pyramid of Night City to him before, you see there's already question marks on 5 20 millimeter poison bullets, 5 big people in Night City. Like, he's, like, pointing things to different people who Bruce might want dead. Right? Yep. Like, he's already there. And he looks back and, like, Anyway, point is, like I said, I am used to being so drunk that I don't feel feelings, so I am sorry that I got overprotective and didn't trust you to handle Bruce. Now, speaking of getting to the bottom of shit, here's what I've got so far. Basically, we're looking at Adrian King having biological modifications on different women. Now, we could simply try and get the evidence from them, call lore, try and get Jackpot in. I'm confident enough that I could make a credible case enough to Bruce that she might even pay to bring him in for an interrogation. That could get more newsworthy kind of evidence, right? That would be sort of the base. But if we wanted to try and get more physical evidence first, just in case Bruce doesn't believe me for whatever reason, right? That would probably entail going to lore. So
we really need those scans. That's the kind of evidence that she's interested in.
And I think that if we contact lore, because again, Sun gave me his number, and Sun also said, by the way, if we really want to stick it to King, right, this is the kind of story that the Scream Sheets would publish. Do you want to bring down a corpo bastard?
No, I do. That's better than a $200 bouquet of umes or a backpack full of pop rocks and booze.
Oh, as we're getting gifts for people again, oh right, no, it's a surprise. But yeah, so I think that again, if you're comfortable with it, I know that Nova, it's the hair, is getting involved with this, but I have the card here for a reason. If we're gonna call lore, what do you think should be our asks?
Okay. Let's see. I mean, we kind of need to establish what is his depth of connection to Bruce. How is he working with her? Why is it that she just thinks that she's able to give away his shop?
I don't think he's working with her. From what I observed, and correct me if I'm wrong, Frosty, but they did not, like, they knew Bruce, but they weren't working with her or in any way connected to her. They were skeptical about why.
They didn't even really seem to know who Bruce was.
Just like, why would Bruce be interested in this, right? That's what they said, basically.
Y'all didn't really listen to Reverend, did you?
About what exactly? We just covered a lot.
Bruce wants to catch Lore, not just talk to him.
No, but I'm talking about us talking to Lore, not Bruce right now. I know what Bruce wants with him.
But why does she want to catch him?
That I don't know.
Because it seemed to me that she should be more interested in King than she should, because King's a liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire also.
King is liar, but she did say she needs evidence on...
So
She did say that.
you
But
know
she
how
also
you're-
wants to catch Lore and
Let
seemingly
me-
take over his shop.
No, let me put it this way. You know how you're talking about talking to Lore to get information on King? Bruce wants to do it her way.
Right. Okay. So we could talk to Lore and basically tell him we know what he wants. Well, we know he wants to help these women.
Basically,
Bruce is looking for evidence, but if he can help us his way,
Lore
everybody
is
can
the
win.
golden goose right now.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good
I
point.
have speakerphone, Hex. You're good at these dealings.
I'm a little bit confused still. What?
Basically, Bruce seemed to almost kind of, it seemed like once. Wait a minute. Could I make a streetwise check, Frosty? Or like, could Hex make a street deal check to see if like, is Bruce trying to get Nova in Lore's shop so Lore will come try and claim it and she can grab evidence from him?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that's exactly what we told you that he was trying to do.
That's what Reverend was saying.
Okay. We just missed it because we were thinking about a ton of things at once.
She's just...
So,
But what she's doing, and I'll just give Hex would
It's a
realize
win-win,
because she's
right?
a street dealer, fixer, is she's establishing dominance in the situation, right? She, like...
That's why I'm confused, because she asked us to find the evidence, but now she's kind of going over our head.
She asked you guys to get the evidence, but she's also in a position where she's been fucked over, either by King or by you guys. And
so she's
could
putting
look
herself in a
weak.
position to establish control. So if we want
you
to
guys
prove
get the
ourselves,
evidence,
we should
and
get the evidence,
if,
right?
If you guys prove yourselves and you guys get the evidence
Mm-hmm.
and are working with her, she gets the evidence. You guys do the job. She comes out looking strong. She can take that evidence, use it to play up her position on the street, and challenge King. But say you guys are just fucking with her.
Then
Say
she
you
fucks
guys
us,
are
yeah.
lying and just backing out on the job, which right now, word on the street would be either way. Bruce might trust you, but other people are going to look at it as, oh, you
And she
backed
needs
out
her
of the
rep
job.
back, so-
And she needs her
Okay.
rep back. So
So
she's...
the best thing for us would be to get the evidence from Lore ourselves, not have him go to the shop. So Hex, I think that all the more reason why. You ready to give this guy a call?
Well, you said I needed to establish what we want to ask him first?
I think that it's right now it's pretty simple, right? You can make a deal with him. I can tell him and be honest with him that we're not
Basically,
working
he
for
needs
King.
to provide us with some evidence here so
Right,
that we
but not-
can make sure that King goes down for all the shit that he did to these girls.
Exactly, right? That Bruce is pissed at King, that I know that there's a story there, right? If he helps us, if he gives us some evidence, we can bring it to Bruce, and Bruce will go on that evidence, and we will all bring King down together, and they can go off free, right?
Right.
Sherry, Jackpot, everyone.
Okay.
I'm going to call Lore.
Okay. You dial the number. It rings. It rings. It rings. Finally, there's a click. Who the fuck is this?
This is Bard. Don't hang up.
Thought I told you to back off.
Oh, I'm not on your case anymore. I'm on King's.
What if we told you that we got a way to make sure that everyone backs off of you once and for all permanently?
Mm-hmm. That's Hex, by the way.
Hi.
Don't you have an internal cell phone?
I could make it audible, though, right? Like, I can...
It's like Bluetooth, isn't it?
I can. I thought I could because I've let Hex listen in before, so
Well,
She
you
can
have
hear
a
your
regular
side.
phone too. Like
I
you
have a regular
started
phone.
out
Like
with
I
a
was gonna,
regular
yeah,
phone.
I have a regular
Okay.
phone. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was just using like I didn't
I
say it with
assumed he
in
was
my
using
head.
his
Yeah,
regular
yeah, 'cause
phone
I wanted
since he
to-
said
I
he was
wanted
gonna
Hex
put
be
it on
able to-
speaker.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got confused.
Yeah, she's right.
And here's the thing. If we can talk with you and get some even any evidence of the things that you said, I saw the story in the scream sheets. I talked to Ryuji's son. I believe you. And moreover, Bruce is really pissed at Adrian King. And if you, I don't know what you've heard about Bruce, but if she's pissed at somebody for lying to her, she will take that motherfucker down and then some.
If we can come up with some evidence against King, we can seal his fate, and then he can't hurt any more girls.
And we can ensure that
No one comes
Jackpot,
looking for you or your friends anymore.
Cherry, they
You
all
sure
go
are
free.
dangling a lot of fruit in front of me. How do I know this ain't a setup?
I'm going to say, I'm sure that before you came to my agency, you looked me up a little bit. I don't set people up. I'm telling you the honest truth right now. I believe you. I think your story has merit, should be told. I think that Adrian King deserves to go down for being a manipulative, slaving bastard.
I'll tell you
I
what.
personally,
One person from your crew. We'll pick them up in a van. They'll be unarmed. They'll come with us. If this is all true, we'll negotiate the evidence. We'll talk. I'll even let you meet Cherry. You try and fuck me over, they're dead. I see more than one person, we disappear.
I turn to Hex.
That's a deal. All we have in the city is our rep.
And I say, deal. Where should we meet you? Where will you meet us? We can send a car here.
No. At the park.
What car should I look for?
A van will pull up next to the stage.
Okay. Which park? Just because I want to make sure I don't go to the wrong one.
There's only one big park in the city, but he says specifically on the corner of see you on the corner of Plaza and Doyle.
Plaza and Doyle. Okay. What time?
Midnight.
All right. See you there. I hang up. I look to Hex. I volunteer as tribute.
Oh, God.
Given that this is about convincing them that we're telling the truth, it's something I think I can do. And I think I trust you more than anybody else to make sure that Bruce knows what's going on our side and that we're handling this properly. Is that okay?
All right, but you gotta keep your cool.
I'll keep my cool.
No getting emotional and shit.
What are emotions?
Oh, I don't know. Like when you only lost your shit when you found out that these cherries might be girls in the first place.
Yeah, okay, I punched a wall, but I won't do that with
no
this.
repeats. You gotta be cool.
Yes, ma'am. As I nod and just, in case I don't make it back, I look around. Something significant. I pick up my Idiot's Guide to Biology and give it to Hex. Just in case you need to grow a plant on my grave.
That is so grim.
I nod. Yeah.
This is why Calpay called you Edgar Allan Poe.
And with that, we are going to take our break. All right, everyone. See you soon. And we're back. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a good break. All right. So, last we left off, Bard, you had made arrangements to meet with Lore. One person in the party was allowed to attend in the park on the corner of Plaza and Doyle at midnight. And you were hanging out with Hex. Nova and Reverend were back at Hex's place. Ume was in the hospital.
Yep.
So as you guys discuss who's going to go, I assume you guys are sticking with Bard.
Unless I
And-
remember randomly that I have a warrant down for my arrest and should take care of that. No,
Well, you won't be able to do anything about it at midnight.
it's not midnight. Yeah, that's true.
It is a ways away from your place. Do you take, and there is not a maglev that goes to the park. Do you take a cab or do you walk?
Oh, shit.
Well,
I
given that I
do-
can't take weapons,
I didn't bring anything with me because I've been doing hospital visits and wellness checks. So I will take a cab.
yeah, I'll give Hex my weapons just in case. But
All
Play
right.
nice. I mean it.
It'll cost you 20 eddies to take the cab.
you can
Okay.
play nice. with the other kids.
Hex, if you're taking the cab home,
Yeah,
it'd
I might as well.
It'd be a total of 30 eddies.
Okay.
Dropping Bard off. Bard, you wait, and it is dark, heavy night. You can see the neon glow of Corporate Plaza to the north of you. All the street signs of different
Standing
shops.
under the spotlight,
to the
smoking a
east.
cigarette, cutting the
You can
silhouette
see
of a
the
Noir
Gilligan
detective.
gang harassing people that are hanging out in the park. And a van. Dark, unmarked, looks a bit like it's got some contraptions up on the top of it that you don't quite understand. A few large antennae. Pulls up. The window's tinted. The back door opens.
Do I see anyone inside?
As you walk around, you see the woman sitting there with her shotgun leveled at you, a scanner sitting on the table, and a bag. Bag on the head.
I take off my hat and put the bag on my head.
As you do, you can hear the gun, like, uncock, and the wand wave over to make sure you don't have any weapons. When she picks up the cyber arm, she goes over and starts, you feel something kind of, like, wrench against the arm, and then it goes limp. And you can't move the cyber arm. She pushes you into the van. And the van drives off.
Is she with me, or does she just stay? She stays in the van, right?
Yeah,
Or-
she's in the back of the van with you. And you
Okay.
can feel the shotgun leveled at you.
Okay. I don't say anything.
You drive around for about 40 minutes, making several lefts and right turns.
I'm
twisting and
assuming I don't
turning
know the
throughout
roads
city.
well enough to know where we're going.
Make a streetwise check.
Sorry, I just had to ask. I don't think I have the right mind map here, but 21, probably not.
You're able to track yourself for a little while, going in circles. Eventually, it's just too many turns.
Too many.
You hear the van start to beep as it backs into a place. Doors open and close. A little bit of time goes by as you then hear the back doors open. All right, you can take the bag off your head. The woman says.
I take the bag off my head.
As you do, you can see the insides of a shipping container. There's a medical chair set up, some diagnostic equipment. You can see x-rays and scans and different medical things set up along the walls, a whole bunch of tools piled up. And there's a beautiful blonde-haired woman laying in a nurse gown, or in like a medical gown on the gurney. You can see part of her face has been taken off. You can see cybernetics underneath in the skull plate with a cybernetic eye. There's little attachments to her head being monitored. And Lore is standing there. Cyberarms holding the shotgun. So, what do you know about the situation with King? You said you'd done some research?
Yeah, I did. I heard that about a year ago, you were credited with rehabilitating Jackpot. And talked about King kidnapping her and forcibly implanting her with cyberware.
I tried.
to make her into
Jackpot's
something
like, I tried to get the story out. We tried to say something. No one wanted to believe us.
I know.
You know what it's like to be used by a man like that for a year?
I can't
His
imagine.
puppet, his slave, things he did. Can't even say your name anymore. It's been taken from me. I don't even know who I was.
I'm so sorry.
And then he got bored, dumped me in the garbage can.
And did he pick up Cherry here after that?
Laura says, Cherry's mods were a lot more extensive.
Did
Her
they
name's
start
not Cherry, but we don't have her name.
Did they start before or after Jackpot?
Judging by the extent of the mods, probably before.
Do you have any idea how many women he subjected to this?
No. But we know it's got to stop. But I can't do shit. I've got everyone in town hunting me. The slaughterhouse watching my shop. Fixers gunning to come and get me. King's hired half the fucking city to track down Cherry.
Well,
I just got to get her out of fucking town.
I give my sincere apologies for having been part of that.
Now you're asking me to trust you. To trust that you're not going to hand her over to the fixer that hired you. Tell me, Choom, as he levels his gun at you. Why should I believe that? Who in this city, in their right fucking mind, would go against their fixer?
Well, first of all, I never said I was in my right mind. Second of all, though, I am. And I'm telling you, if you can believe this, that whatever Bruce is, she hates being lied to. King lied to her. If you can show that he did that, she will be after his head way more vehemently than most other people. And I would fear for his safety if I gave a shit about his ass, which I don't. I want to see him burn.
Make a credibility check.
I will spend 6 luck on this. $25.
You can see him struggling. He doesn't want to believe, but he does. That is barely a success on the dot.
I know. I saw the 25 and I was like, thank God. As I look at him and just
He says,
listen.
So you say this fixer Bruce is on the up and up. She'll go after King if I can prove it.
She'll go after King if you can prove it. And I also can tell you this right now. I have contacts in the media. I'm known as a fairly credible source. We can make sure that not only is King literally burnt, like physically, but that his memory is dragged through as the piece of trash he is. Everybody will know what he did. But more than that, I think we can get you away out of Night City.
There's only one problem.
What?
Ain't no story gonna take down King. You'd need a confession. You'd need something to lure him out, trick him. And about the only thing that's gonna pull him out is Cherry here. And I don't know if she's willing to take those chances.
Have you asked her?
Fuck no. Why would I put her back in that position?
It's free will, right? If she wants to. If she doesn't, that's totally fine. I would never force her to do something she doesn't want to do. I'm telling you right now, if you want, it may be that we could get Bruce to help us get you away out of Night City. You might have to give up your shop, but some empirical evidence. I don't know how long it would take us to bring down King.
I can give you the evidence that Cherry was a living, breathing person, not some doll. I
But
can't
as you
prove
said-
who did the mods.
As you said, no story would bring her down, right? But all I know is that if you gave us that evidence, Bruce would know. And Bruce might have ways of getting King out. You could even say the job had been done. He has to come pick her up. Maybe a decoy of some kind. We have some fairly good med techs. We could do a biosculpt on a mannequin. I don't know, right? Like does Cherry have any kind of indications that she is who she is? A tracker or something like that?
Disabled the trackers that were in her.
What if one of them came back online, but in somebody else?
That might work. You're saying you'd do a stakeout? You'd lure King out and take him down? Jackpot's like, no, I want to be a part of it. If we're taking King on, I should get to kill him. For everything that he did. Me and Cherry should get to kill him. It's like, no, you need to lay low. You can't go after that again. You can't handle that fallout. I didn't put you together to watch you get killed.
Well, also, Jackpot, if I may, I know how much you want him dead. I want to see that too, but if what you all really want to happen needs to happen, we do need a confession. What happens to him afterwards, I don't give a shit.
Jackpot's like, confession? Just lure him out and fucking kill him. The bastard deserves it. You want the
Sure.
evidence? She starts pulling the papers off and rips a hard drive out of the computer. It's right fucking here. I'll give it to you if you promise me King fucking dies, and I get to watch the light go out of his eyes.
I have a scrambler and a phone splice, so I'll text to Hex and can we promise King dies? I would like to.
Can't hear you.
Seems to me that Bruce was angling to exact a bloody vengeance herself, so
I mean,
yeah.
I don't even know that I could promise he won't die, let alone, like, yeah, that's not a hard promise to make. If Bruce is after him, death is the least of his worries. If you want to see the light go out in his eyes, do you need to be present for it, or would a video that you could watch over and over again to make
I
yourself
want
feel a
him
little
to
bit
be
better?
looking at me and knowing that I made it happen.
I look to Lore.
He kind of shakes his head. That's what my girls want.
Well, far be it from me to deny somebody vengeance on a person who treated them so badly. Look, I don't know exactly how long it will take us to organize this, but if you can give me some of that evidence, I can bring it to my crew, bring it to Bruce, and we can be in touch with you. I have your number. If you need any help with this hideout, if you need any assistance, we'll be there for you.
Do you know a good med tech?
I know a great med tech.
I could use a little help with some of the surgery for Cherry, getting her back to her former self. Could use some replacement organs, if you know any donors.
I mean, donors, I know someone who works in the med tech I know just happens to work in a body bank. Well, not a body bank, but a chop shop. I'm sure he could pull some. Is that something you'd pay for, or do you need it as a donation?
I got a little bit of cash scrounged up.
I don't know whether he'd ask for it or not. I'm just establishing parameters.
We have to work that out. No one can know where we fucking are.
I won't tell
Anyone who
I don't know
comes
where
here
you
is
are.
following the same bag procedure.
I don't know where you are, but I'm sure he'd be happy to have a bag on his head. He has a mask there anyway most of the time. Don't take his mask off to put the bag on, though. He has a thing about that.
We'll give you the evidence. But here's the price. We want a meeting with King. We want to take him out. We want to watch him die. You do everything in your power to make that happen. Or the last thing I do will be to take your lying head off.
Lore, there's one thing about me everybody who meets me immediately knows. They may hate me for it, and they respect me for it. They may just know it. I don't really lie. I'm not good at it. It's too hard to keep them straight. If I say that I'll do this, I'll do this. And looking at Cherry and Jackpot here and seeing everything I've seen, I don't know how I at least could say anything else. Results, especially if it was just me, I don't know. I could try and fail, and I could get killed. But I'll try.
As you're saying that, you can hear the Cherry start to spasm on the thing, and deal beeps and sounds of the system alerting. He's like, shit, she's rejected the implant. Fuck. And goes, Jack, get him out of here. And he runs over and starts like working, trying to keep her alive.
And I'll look to Jackpot and him, and look to Jackpot and just, I'll notify the med tech that you may need some help here. Obviously, you'd have to organize a meeting time with him. I'll text Rev with the phone slice. Can I give them your number? Rev, would you be willing to work on a tormented, forcibly bored out woman who needs some implants and some help?
This a favor to you, or this paying?
Part of the job, and it pays. They said they have some cash.
Sure.
I'll give them Rev's number.
Okay. She's pushing you into the cannon, like pulling the.
Yeah. I'll
put the bag on and.
Wait. I can take the evidence though. They gave us a
Yeah.
the evidence. Okay. I'll take the evidence. I'll put the bag on. I'll put my hat on top of the bag this time, and I'll have them.
Closes the door. You hear some shuffling. Drive around. This time it's not as much driving.
They were trying to disorient me.
Yeah. And you get dropped off at the afterlife.
Can you fix my arm before you?
Oh, yeah. She comes over and uses a wrench.
And I'll thank you. And I'll look at her again and just, we'll get him.
I hope so.
I know.
Good luck. And gets into the
Thanks,
van
Jack.
and drives off.
And I'll text everyone, meet me at the afterlife. And I'll also text Bruce and just, group meeting at the afterlife? Question mark? Yeah, and then I'll mute and listen everyone else.
Do you want to talk to us before you invite Bruce?
Sorry,
Yeah.
I assume Bruce was here, right? So sorry. Yeah, I'll text everyone else. Actually, I'll call Hex. Ring, ring, ring.
Just give everyone a group call on speakerphone.
Pretty much. Hey,
Conference
can you
call.
guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
You see Ume in a hospital bed, some pink flowers kind of off behind her in the right behind her.
Hi, Ume.
Okay.
So,
Holding up, just you guys are all FaceTiming each other on your phone.
Right. So, by the way, this is all in his head. By the way, I am not saying this shit out loud.
So
I'm not
we
that
probably
dumb.
don't see like.
You just see an
video
avatar, just like
That's
the
right.
face.
Yeah.
It's a-
What-
it's
what-
an avatar,
what-
a
what
very
is Bard's
grumpy-
av-
It's a very grumpy like detective with like a cigarette here.
Very actual film noir style.
Yeah, exactly. It's a black and white avatar.
Black and white. Yeah, of course. Yeah, perfect.
And it's
So-
it's face mapped, so it actually like talks as
Yeah,
Bard is
exactly.
talking.
But it's just like grunting like.
Yeah, but
So anyway,
But it's got to be like 20 years older than Bard is.
Yeah.
So anyway, I went to the meeting. I saw the girl, a Cherry, and she. Yeah, I got all the evidence. They said.
Wait, you went and saw the cherry? There was a meeting?
Yeah. Hex and I called Lore trying to get a meeting with them.
so you'll hear like a screech over the phone, and Nova will have her ears busted when Reverend yells over the phone, "You did what?
well,
Are you
they-
fucking stupid?"
Yeah, we've established that. But we called them and they said only one member of the group. We need to make sure you're telling the truth. And I was like, well, I can do that at least.
Well, I don't mind if you were the one who volunteered to go, but you could have at least told the rest of us that there was progress on the job we were on.
My bad. Oh yeah, speaking of things I've forgotten, we were really supposed to tell that guy to testify that we... Shit. Sorry, I get caught up in cases and I just completely lose track of time and people and things.
Well, I'm in the hospital, so if the police were coming after me, I'd probably be arrested by now.
No, I think it's probably just me that's in trouble. Anyway, so, where was I? Right, so, yeah, I apologize for that. I'll do my best to keep you all in the loop from now on. Although you will have to have a safe word if I keep you too much in the loop, because I can often provide too much information and then you just need me to shut up, so.
My safe word in that case is shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Okay, that's really four
Also,
words.
just to note, you don't have to fill us in when you're doing your Aikido practices. You don't have to do that.
Okay, good, because those are very private. Anyway, so basically though, the terms
We
were...
are just practicing Aikido.
I believe it. I totally believe it. I really believe it. I think that's 100% true.
Human perception check.
I would not say anything else.
Actually believe that.
I don't think a human perception check is necessary.
Okay, he doesn't. So anyway, basically, they gave me the evidence. Their conditions were that I convinced them basically that because they're afraid every fixer in the city is out for them, right? They have to hide. They think that King can't be brought down by a story, which is one of the things I offered. But I did tell them that Bruce is a fixer who, if she was double crossed by this guy, would absolutely go after him. And that if they gave us the evidence that she was double crossed, she would pull all the stops to like make sure he paid. Their only price was that they want to be there when he pays, which may entail using Sherry as a bait. It may entail using some of her tracking devices and putting them in a dummy. We talked about various possibilities. Having said that, they did know, right, that this is going to have to be a thing that takes a bit of time, because until Ume is out of the bed and Nova is back on her feet, there's not much we can do.
Good, because you're not having a gunfight without me. I may not be the best at it, but I'll help.
Is that a euphemism?
No.
Okay.
What would that be a euphemism for?
A gunfight. Anyway,
You too.
Does this mean I get to keep his shop?
It may, actually. They did seem to think they would need to leave town. Basically, I told them we could help with that.
He sure as hell ain't going to his shop in the meantime.
Exactly. So you can use the shop in the meantime. But anyway, though, I'm at the Afterlife if you all want to come here and take a look at the evidence with me. On the other hand, it seems a very public place to do that. So where are all of you right now? I can come meet you there.
Well, I'm in a hospital room, and I'm not leaving. So
just
The rest of us are all at my place still, I think.
The hospital sounds like a great place, though. We could all just meet there.
we can FaceTime our group call
let's meet at Hex's and then
Chrome
just FaceTime Ume.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. Because it would be really awkward if we were doing business in a hospital room and, like, the nurse came in.
I'm sure the nurse coming in and hearing me talking on the phone about, so if we murder this guy, would totally still be fine.
It's Night City. I'm sure they get that all the time.
I'm sure they report it all the time.
Also, I got stopped last time. They confiscated my my Happy Balls. They won't let me go in with those things. Did you know that? There's like a whole detector and thing.
That you couldn't go into a hospital with live grenades.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
No, actually, I didn't. I'm going to put that in my mind palace. No grenades in hospitals.
If Nova looked over, Reverend's just staring at her.
How would she know you're wearing a mask?
Take out. Pineapples have digestive enzymes. They were associated. See, Happy Balls, pineapples. You have to take one pineapple-related thing out to make room for the other Happy Ball-related thing.
Well, all right. Let's do this. We'll go ahead and do that. In the meantime, though, it sounds like we've got some time. I got to heal up for 2 weeks. So let's do a FaceTime back at Hex's. Figure out next steps.
What to do for the rest of the week, for the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'll go back. I'll go there. I'll mag. It's not that far away, right? Like Hex's from the Afterlife.
About 5 blocks. It is along the maglev line.
I thought Hex lived in like the combat zone.
No.
No, she lives near Afterlife.
No,
Oh, okay.
Cassidy lives in the combat zone. Hex lives near Aphrodite.
All right, because
all right,
I do
I'll take the
see-
maglev there. I will, just because I realized this now, text Rachel. Whoops, forgot to talk to Anatoly. Got caught up in case you know how things go. How bad a fine am I looking at?
God damn.
And I'll go to Hex's.
You get 3 calendar ice cube.
3 what?
The number 3, a calendar emoji, and an ice cube emoji.
So
3
months on
years
ice.
on ice.
chill 3.
Oh shit.
ISO cubes, 3 years.
I text back, anything I can do to not have that happen. We are trying to save lives.
Get back to you on that. You owe me.
I always do.
Dinner this week?
Sure.
That woman has issues.
How about that Korean barbecue place, the name of which I don't remember?
I'll bring it to your place.
Okay.
Oh, thank
You bring
God.
the scotch.
I was
I
worried
told
it was
you
going
I'm
to
A
so
good
sushi
bottle
again.
this time.
So you can have it all then.
Oh, Bard's a cheap date.
Okay, how much for a good bottle of scotch, Frosty? Like 50 eddies, probably?
Yeah.
All right, I'll mark that down. I'll buy some Ardbeg. And he'll mutter, now I understand what Hex was talking about with Bruce. We all have to do things for the group.
Damn.
Oh,
Haven't
should
you
go
been
on
with
a
this chick
date.
before then?
I know, but he's talking about the scotch. I have to spend 50
I
eddies
just
on
dropped
getting...
$400 on sympathy gifts. Like, fucking shut up.
And it was great. It was
wait,
greatly
wait,
appreciated.
Wait, sorry. Did you
greatly appreciated.
Sorry, did you pay
Yeah,
200 for
exactly.
because I dropped 200 on Novas.
Oh, I put it, because the whole backpack was my idea. I mean,
Oh, I thought we were trying to split it to make sure that we were all getting it evenly, but
Apparently
I mean,
you
like,
both
if you were-
paid, and the shopkeep just kept the cash.
well, you know what they say: the more expensive a gift is, the better the gift is, right? So
That's obviously totally true. Obviously, and 100%.
You guys would
Yeah.
be back up at Hex's.
Yeah.
FaceTime, Chrome time, Ume.
Chrome time. Cybergram, Chrome time. Choom time.
Choom time, yeah, big
Choom
choom time.
time.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I'm gonna take the evidence I have, by the way, as we're FaceTiming, and show it to particularly Reverend and Nova because I'm sure it's very techy. I mean, obviously anybody but me can look at it. I'm just like, I don't know tech shit, so.
Ume doesn't even pretend to try.
Look, it's just
I'm a
grabbing me
musician.
over the phone.
Make a, if you'd like to understand the modifications that were done to the brain, unlike the MRI and stuff like that, make a diagnose. If you'd like to understand the cyberware that's input and what it looks like it's designed to do, make a cyber tech check.
You know
I would
what? Ume is going to take a look at it.
I would make the diagnose check, Frosty, if I can. Just try and see what I can see.
So, won't be able to do
One
both,
of you
right?
can make the check because
Oh, then ignore the thing I just rolled.
one of you would have to be looking at the stuff and going over it.
Yeah,
It's-
like in hand, flipping through.
Yeah. Okay, I made a roll.
So it's like paper docs. Okay, I thought it was like digital that we could all just like share between our Times Squares or whatever. But
So
Not all of you have Times Squares.
does Reverend have a Times Square marquee in his mask?
no, he's just
I literally have a cell phone.
Reverend has like the base. Part.
With a Times Square, could I take a look with them or not? Just asking.
Only if they had one and could transmit what they were looking at
No.
to you.
Gotcha.
Oh,
We should get you one, Rev.
You'd need a camera and a Times Square in order to transmit what you're seeing.
I have a camera,
So-
but not a
So
Times Square.
they take a look at it.
Sorry, I have those. He doesn't. That's what I meant.
Yeah. So, Reverend, Because there's different documents, so like that's what I'm saying. Like whoever's making the check and looking at the documents.
So if I took my time, could I look through it twice for both the diagnose and the cyber check?
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, if everyone's cool with that, I think I'll do that.
Sure.
Go for it.
Fine
Could
on
I-
my part.
And
Could
I'll
I-
spend. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. My bad.
I'll spend 2 luck on both rolls.
Okay.
So here's diagnose for 23.
Nice.
23.
Ooh, nice.
You've had a really good night so far, Dave.
I know. I'm very happy with it.
All right. So
David.
Reverend, you're diagnosed. Looking at it, there is heavy modifications similar to neural processors and how pain editors are installed to override signals in the brain for pain,
Yeah.
and the same centers that are used for like machine links and data processing and all of that with the memory is instead the parts of the brain that have been modified are things associated with personal identity and like willpower, putting in reverse control links into these places so that signals can be sent to the brain to tell the body and mind what to do, puppeting it.
Okay.
It's also it's replacing spots of the memory centers that control like recognition of self with a data port, like a built-in like memory component. So
it's
when
like-
the brain goes to be like, "This is who I am," recognize itself in the mirror, identify itself, know its name,
is it-
everything. It's pulling from a chip with built-in programs instead of
Okay, so it's like the brain has been rerouted to go this way.
no. Those spots in the brain have been
Oh,
replaced.
completely removed?
Yeah.
Okay.
and replaced with this
And
stuff.
replaced with the Jesus Christ.
Okay, so. While Reverend's like reading.
It's
through
very
this
similar
shit-
to brain dance technology where they rewrite your
Yeah.
memories and stuff like that, but this is much more invasive and permanent.
Yeah.
Is there any evidence in the documents or like stuff about this person going through like a Turing test or something like that? Like using the psychology knowledge we've obtained, like is there anything here that would pertain
Oh,
to
like
that?
after they did the operation.
Exactly, because it
doing,
was mentioned
like,
before. I just want to see if
checkups.
they've subjected them to anything to that would like, or like if that's part of the evidence that they were gathering to show these people are actually people, not robots.
Well, the main thing is that the organic brain, straight up.
Yeah.
Okay.
You cannot clone or replace a brain. So even full body conversions have to have
right.
the brain and spinal cord transplanted
Okay.
in order to control the thing. It's the one thing that can't be replaced. If you lose it, you're dead. And no robot would have an organic brain.
Yeah.
Period. So anyone who examined this person closely enough would realize it was a real person. But the chip and augment software is designed so the person can't even tell
Can't tell
someone
anyone. Jesus
who they are.
Christ. Okay.
And does it seem like those kinds of modifications are something like a hack job, or is that something that would require like a shit ton of finesse?
It would, like the surgery, Reverend, you can see whoever did this surgery is a artist with a scalpel. Like the
Yeah.
precision required to do this, it would
So-
require robotic specialized tools in order to
Yeah,
make
so
these
it's-
modifications without killing someone.
It's basically like Reverend's looking at this, like, just. I forget the word, but like shocked at like what somebody has done to this person, but also in awe of like the skill it would take.
Shock and awe. You're shocked
Yeah.
and awed. Yeah, that's a military term.
I think the word is ambivalent, two conflicting emotions.
Well, no, but this is like ambivalent. Ambivalent implies like, meh, this is like, whoa, in both
As
ways.
much as
right?
I'm
Like, it's-
horrified, like
yeah.
this is impressive.
Yeah.
And then the second check was cyber check, I believe.
Yep.
All right, here goes. 2 luck. 23 as
23
well.
again.
All right. It is basically a full body conversion. But what's interesting is normally full Borgs are what is the term? Symmetrical. They're all
yeah,
of their
perfectly.
yeah, and this body was designed to be a human body. Like measurements are
Yeah.
off, things are that. It's got things to help it grow and adapt.
It's imperfect. Imperfectly perfect.
Yeah. And your best guess would be that the body was custom built based on the original.
Okay, so
Ooh.
the only organic material is the brain
And nervous system.
But it's based
nervous
on the
system?
original.
God.
Can I do a
Is
library
it-
search for a missing persons report on someone that looks like this?
Sure.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
I just want to it just seems a logical thing to try. Sorry, go ahead, Reverend. I'm just trying to.
You're good. Like I was gonna say, like
All right, well, at least I spent a luck,
Just
so that's 15.
You do find a person matching the description of it. They were a anti-cyberware activist.
Wow, that's fucked up.
what was it?
They were an anti-cyberware activist. What was their name?
Oh, well,
Their name was Emmanuel Grandis.
Emmanuel?
Uh-huh.
A male or?
Female.
Well,
oh, it just sounds very masculine.
Yeah.
well, obviously, you guys are familiar with the famous movie series Emmanuel. Then.
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna text that to Lore, saying apparently Cherry's true identity. How long ago did they go missing?
2 years.
I'll text that to Lore just as a piece of information.
About 2.5 years ago.
Yeah. Again, I'll just text that to Lore. I'll tell everyone that apparently she was a anti-cyberware activist, Emmanuel Grandis, missing 2 years ago. That is so messed up.
This is
Hex, you're muted, but I assume you're saying something important.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Just to help with the name, we'll change it to Vivian Gratis.
Vivian Grandis, yeah. I'm just telling Lore because he said they don't even know her name, right? So I'm telling him that's her name, apparently.
Well, okay, it seems that this is the second version of her?
That
Is that
it seems they took her brain and made a full Borg body based on the original.
so she meant a lot to somebody. That's very expensive.
well, is it that she meant a lot to him, or
That they wanted to put her in her place in the most despicable way imaginable.
but you are right. This would have
everything I-
taken a lot of money.
And from everything I got, this is not like somebody trying to save their loved one. Well, wait, sorry. Quick question, Frosty. In the library search report, is there any? I'm guessing there's not. There's no reports of her having a romantic involvement with Adrian King, is there?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
But did
just making
she?
sure.
Who is it that King works for again?
Biotechnica.
Okay, well, that
Oh,
seems, kind of important.
Question: in Bard's library search, does it say who filed the missing persons report?
It was one of her coworkers. They were supposed to have lunch and never showed
Their
up.
company, or is it just like a non-profit sort of?
Just a little
okay, gotcha,
smattering
gotcha.
a group around town.
Of anti-cyber.
Let me
Yeah.
guess. She was very pretty.
Yeah. Tracked in his tent.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, if the only thing they really changed was her brain, then
No, they didn't. Thing is, they took her brain.
Well,
they changed her
also,
personality
was
with it.
there like any? Did she focus on any companies in particular, or was it just
Can I make another
anti-cybernetics in
check to
general.
see that? Because this is like
No,
look for her
you
work.
made your check. You pulled up all the information you could
Okay.
about her.
But
It
just
was
cybernetics in
no
general.
name, nobody went missing. There's a tiny article.
Yeah, no,
about it.
but what I could gather from that, right, is that it doesn't seem like she was a particular threat to their agency. It seems like probably what happened is that this is his detective brain speaking, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Frosty, but I'm just extrapolating, trying to play the character. She was probably at some sort of a protest that was broken up by Biotechnica security. She was knocked out, and this executive took a liking to her because creepy, fucked up reasons, and basically remade her as a slave. Does that seem about right?
However, Reverend, what you would notice is these modifications were not done all at once. There's scar tissue showing over time more and more adjustments.
So she was kidnapped and then recreated over time, basically.
Well, they were probably testing on her.
They might have been testing, but this guy seems to genuinely care about her.
Question: how old does it show? Like how old the latest scar tissue would be?
About 6 months, but in the report, it does show that recently there was damage to several of the cyber limbs.
Mm-hmm.
And with your diagnose check, what you would notice is it looks like you've seen consistent wounds on bodies for suicide jumps.
Okay, so
she tried to kill herself.
somehow there might have been a short in the system, but she came to realize what was going on.
The thing is, she would have been aware the whole time, but unable to do anything. And
So
somehow
a
managed
short
to.
that made it where she could control herself.
Do you mention this to everyone, by the way?
Yeah.
'Cause that might explain why she was brought into Laura's shop, right? When she was fighting the guy.
Yeah, I think we've got everything we need to send to Bruce.
Yeah. I mean, we still need some time, but I'll not lie. Like, this is, oof.
Well, something
Well-
else I find disturbing is he works for Biotechnica, and this work was done by an artist. I don't know that would be anybody on the street level here. I don't think this would be something Bo could do, for example.
Well, one thing we might do at some point is look into what he does for Biotechnica. He could be the quote unquote artist.
I actually have notes on that. He's a 40-year-old corpo. He works for Biotechnica. He's a leading designer for neurowear and behavioral modification. He's been working on a chip that will correct cyberpsychosis by inhibiting negative thought processes.
So he's been testing on her.
Basically, it seems that he is.
I think this is not just testing. This is his own sick fetish.
What I mean
Well,
is,
but everything that he's becoming famous for, he clearly tested it on someone
I will
first.
say there are plenty of non-sick fetishes out there. I just want to clarify, this is a sick fetish.
Right. But what I was going to say is he's clearly he's giving his sort of philanthropic stuff of like cure cyberpsychosis as a front to develop technologies to bend women to his will and make them his slaves.
Yeah.
Because those chips in the search I did were only for severe cyberpsychosis. They were not for
but to your point, like once he has that technology.
Exactly. So he does this. I am betting that if this came out and was irrefutable, Biotechnica would not protect him.
I find it fascinating that none of the other
pushing
news
assumptions.
outlets actually found this in Lore said he couldn't get anyone to be interested in this prior. Like, this is huge. This is like a career kind of maker.
Yeah, well, some random guy on the street coming up and saying they got this info.
Well, he didn't.
But he wasn't a random guy, and
It was
he had this
jackpot with
evidence.
Lore.
Well, he was. He was a techie.
Oh,
Some random techie.
Hex, when you tell Bruce about this, would you be willing to ask her if once this is all done, we could push it through the scream sheets as both a way of increasing our rep, her rep, and also bringing to light all the fucked up things Adrian King has done? The friend of mine wants to publish the story, and I think she'd be good for it.
it might play into Bruce's plan. I mean, if Bruce is
Exactly.
looking to illegitimize Adrian King, there's no better way than through the screen sheets.
But it's even after, like, even if it's not before he goes down, right? The whole point is that the crew is looking for rep. Bruce wants a crew with rep. That's a good way to get the rep, is if we did this and like came up with all this.
I am
evidence.
totally on board with putting my name on it.
Again, I just
Yeah.
want to make sure that Bruce is okay with it, because the last thing I want to do is put my toe into the water.
I mean,
and
I
get
don't
bitten
see
by
where
a
it's a
shark.
situation that's any different than the Night City Stalker.
That's
Yeah.
true. I just like
No, Bard, I agree with you.
Yeah,
What
I
about
agree.
Bruce?
Especially if we could maybe work in that Tech World is now under new management.
what would
Nova.
the name for it? What would the name you gave it be?
Yeah, no, Nova. What do you want to name your shop? You know what
Very
I say? The Big Boom.
Well,
That was bad. I know.
Balls, bombs, and ballistics.
Why put in balls?
Look, let's not jump
Why
the
not?
gun just yet. Let's get this.
You're
taken-
right. You're
Sorry.
I have it.
Nova's happy place.
No.
Nova's-
No. Supernova.
yeah.
Bard winces a little bit, remembering what's on Nova's necklace.
I was thinking. I've been. I pull out a drawing that I had. Nova's Boom Shack is what I've been working with.
I like it. It's great.
I like it. We'll go with that.
But you're gonna have to make it look.
Well,
like
you'll go with that.
timey,
It's not
like-
our decision.
right,
Your
like
shop.
weird, like paint on it, like it's like like about to fall off.
Hey,
so it's not.
hey. When I know you're doing like stuff with Bruce for now, but like grand opening, like to the public,
Yeah.
performance on the street
That's
in
yes.
the crowd.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hex,
With pyrotechnics.
you should really.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
I know we're getting distracted here, but Hex, can you welcome? Reverend, can you compile the evidence and give it to Bruce? To give to Bruce.
There's a couple of things that you guys would realize also. And that is, one, like Hex said, there's a lot of care and work put into this, into Cherry. So this is not just a I'm doing experiments type thing. And sending her to be repaired, like, took risks and, like, everything like that, but, like, went to a good shop to have her body repaired.
That's why I said it was a sick fetish.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
not just him. He wants to control her.
Yeah, and also the fact that he didn't send it to like somebody in Biotechnica.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point. It means probably
That-
to Hex's point.
Biotechnica does not
Probably
approve, right?
yes.
So
probably
again, this is
Biotechnica
the
does not
point,
approve.
right?
Do we
Like
think-
we are not going to get in trouble for publishing this if he goes down.
Yeah,
Biotechnica
that's a very
is
good point,
not
Rev.
aware. Is
Yeah.
likely
Yeah.
not aware of the
And
situation.
again, this is why I wanted to ask about publishing it, is because then they would see it and they would also not come
That
after
is a
us.
super
for killing
good
him.
point.
Right.
That is a
Do,
super good
do we
point.
think? Do we think
Which
this
means
is probably the?
we could totally kick his fucking ass.
What,
do we think that
yeah.
this is probably the first time that Adrian brought Cherry to Lore, or maybe?
I'm sure it's the first time he brought her to Lore,
Lore,
because
although-
Lore
yeah,
because
Lore-
because our evidence is that Lore found her, started working on her, realized what was happening, and then
No.
changed.
Lore found Jackpot in a dumpster, not Cherry. Cherry.
No. But he brought I thought our understanding was he
Yeah,
brought.
we looked at the computer.
we looked at the computer and
Someone
he
brought
mentioned
Cherry to Lore. Yeah.
to Lore, and
Wow,
Lore
that's a
looked
fucked
at
up
it,
power
really
move.
was wrong, and left. So I don't think he worked on her previously. That doesn't
That's
matter.
a really messed up power move.
Did we see multiple files of him working on Cherry 5000 when we looked in the computer?
It was, he did some basic diagnostics, noticed something weird,
Okay.
did a
And then
particular
stopped.
scan, and ordered a note down that he was going to do a scan, and then all the
Okay.
data's gone.
Basically, as soon as he realized something was wrong, he stopped. Is what it looks like.
Okay.
And focused on getting her out of there and disappearing.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure Lore is on the up and up, at least when it comes to Cherry. So yeah, I think what we should do is once we're ready and we're in a position to do so, we should plan our how we're going to draw out Adrian King and how we're going to murder the fucker.
Right. I think that first order of business is Hex should contact Bruce. Right. Get all this there. Get permission for the streets. We need to take downtime. We figure out what we do during our downtime while we all recover.
Yeah.
We meet up afterwards, and we come up with a plan.
I agree.
It'd also be best to propose to Bruce that she allow us handle King. I would
I
hate for her
agree.
to decide to try to go after him before us.
Yes.
That also might be a tricky part. Cause that's a good point. Because Hex, obviously, you're going to be the one who's going to be dealing with her.
Yeah.
And I think you have a very good point because she'll be angry at him. She'll want
Yeah,
to do it,
part of-
but we got to make sure that like
Part of this is Bruce's bounty, and Bruce
needs to.
Bruce
be
is
there.
going to want to make a scene out of this thing.
But here's the thing.
But we can meet both.
Yeah,
we can meet
exactly.
both.
You can tell Bruce, hey, you can be there, they can be there, you can enjoy, you can rip some flesh off of him, but you can enjoy watching them shoot him in the face, right? Like, no reason everybody
Hey.
can't be happy seeing him die.
They all just want to see him suffer.
Right.
Mhm.
And I feel like their combined presence would compound upon that. Make it more
I won't be
satisfying
there for that.
everyone.
But they're
Well, I
welcome
don't
to-
think she'll have any problem letting us handle all the dummy work for her.
Mhm.
So
All right, I think we're in agreement. Let me just make sure there aren't any nurses who've been listening into this phone call about us murdering
Like,
someone.
there's like 3 nurses like doing the Scooby Doo
They're
thing,
all
like just
they're like it's like, so Miss Quetta, what are you doing in there?
I was just talking to myself.
we're gonna need like code words for things
That's
in
right.
the future.
Murder is Fluffy Bunny. You gotta Fluffy Bunny that guy.
Yeah.
Potassium.
And
I
we
seen
plan
somebody?
on sharing this to the media, correct?
Well, the other
Yeah.
thing that I was getting to is that there's none of the tech that's in her is proprietary biotechnica tech. There's
So again,
nothing that yeah.
So again, the big point is, if we take this guy down, Biotechnica will not be on our asses. If we publish the story credibly, right? If we just murder him, that's a problem. But if
there's another thing about that. So this technology is now out there. Once the technology is invented, it's out there, right? If this is not proprietary, that means any fucker can use it.
well, we should hope to get rid of it then.
Or at worst case scenario, we make sure that anything we use to save Cherry also gets out.
Yeah, I do think that is going to be a longer term project, though. Right?
It
We
is,
get this to the
but-
media.
Yeah, I agree.
If other people like that, we're putting the cart before the
Hold
horse
up.
there.
Frosty, you have something to add?
What I mean is that there's nothing in all of these pieces that is like, this is biotechnica only. It is all custom work. These are not
Yeah.
things that you can just go to a corner store and
No,
buy
yeah.
or get.
But if it's not proprietary, that means it's not. Nobody
Someone
owns it.
could get a hold of this and reverse
But it's
engineer it.
unlikely.
Yeah. But like, so there's 2 points. There's the point you were making, which is not Biotechnica. So therefore, it's not like Biotechnica owns it or would be angry about it. On the converse side, I think it is worth pointing out if it's not proprietary, that means if anybody got a hold of it, they could use it.
Correct.
Okay.
Though I will say, like, the likelihood of you being able to develop like countermeasures and the kind of technology you would need.
Yeah.
It'd be best to have it open source rather than just in the hands of one company.
Well, open source would also mean somebody could, if there's
Again,
somebody's
Yeah.
going to develop one side of it,
Guys,
somebody else can
Yeah.
develop the other
we
side.
are
But putting
thinking
in the
in terms
hands of
of
a sole
corporate
company means
corporate.
that-
I'm just a
Okay.
musician. I don't know. What is this open source thing? I don't know.
Like I admire all of your business acumen. Perhaps Nova could eventually look into going beyond happy balls and rehabilitating cyborgs, but until then, Hex,
Yes.
I think this is your moment.
Right.
Well, I hope to fuck not.
Well, it's a
Well,
moment.
it's a moment. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, yeah. Let's let Hex do her thing.
All right, I will call up Bruce.
Ah, my favorite piranha. You're giving me another call so soon. It's good to hear from you. You know, I was actually just thinking about you. I happen to have some work that I could use your help with if you're looking to move up on the street a little bit.
Oh, well, I'm always looking to better my prospects. I think you know that.
I was thinking I could put you into sort of a middle management position, handling a couple of the other crews that I do, dishing out jobs, you know, keeping track of the supplies, making sure everyone's on the up and up. A little bit of an enforcement gig.
Okay, I would love to talk details about that. Oh, I can't spell enforcement. Sorry. Um,
You know, you keep the guppies in line and get paid a bit for it.
keep the guppies in line. Are you looking at me to crack the whip a bit, or?
I think it would be a suit and position for you.
Okay.
Hey, is that Bruce? Tell her that I'm working on it. Okay, just tell her I'm working on it. I've got it. Tell her.
Oh, Nova would like to inform you that she's working on your special project.
Good to
Has
hear.
it
Good
well
to
in
hear. I'm
hand.
glad that she didn't decide to mess with any of the supplies or take them to her for herself. You know, they were rather expensive and hard to come by, and I got a very high-end client interested in that.
Oh, I think she knows. The materials are special.
Yeah.
I've got more work lined up for it. You know, I know this guy is looking for a high-powered rifle modification. This one person wants to. I know this crazy lady who's looking to have a whole bunch of her grenades have a bunch of spikes attached to them.
Huh.
What is she
She would
saying?
love
What is
that.
she saying, X? What is she saying?
Spiky grenades. That's all I
What?
have to say. Oh, yeah, you perked her ears right up.
And something about a razor wire fishnet launcher thing. You know, I don't know.
Oh. that
People
that
are looking for strange stuff these days.
that sure
What is she saying?
razor wire fishnet launcher.
Oh my god.
She's dying
How would that
over
even-
here. You
I think
know
that-
just how to get to a girl's heartstrings, Bruce. I'll tell you that.
Nova's gonna go into her apartment just so she could start drawing.
But I assume you weren't calling me just to chit chat, unless, of course, you were. Well,
Well, I'm always looking to talk to you, Bruce, but I did call you for a little bit of business. I know that you kind of put us after looking into the Adrian King thing a little deeper.
yeah, you had any luck on that? You know, I've been having to fish and try and reel them out myself.
Well, I think I have exactly what you're looking for, but in order to make things happen, we got to make a couple of other interested parties here happy. I know that you know that Adrian King's girls, the ones that he modified, he really put them through the mill. And I know you can understand this logic. See, they want their price in blood on Adrian King as well. So,
Well, hey, they're welcome to watch me have a day with him. But Brucey's the one who gets to sink her teeth in.
let's see. One of these girls,
I gotta
she's a
send
little
a message, you see. And that message, I've got two options here, Hex. You know, I could send the message that my crew tried to fuck me over, which I don't want to do. I trust you guys. I think you're working legit, and you got this really
Well, we
big
have
case
you
on.
what exactly
Or
what you
that
need.
King
The
fucked
stuff
me
that
over.
proves you.
And you get me
Proves
that,
to you.
and then I can send a message and get King. And if these people want to watch him go down, I'm sure we can handle it. You know, you guys are in a great position. You could lure him out, arrange the meet to hand off the Cherry. You know, if you've got all these contacts and can get the evidence, I assume you've got Cherry. Use her as
Oh, well,
bait.
I have better than Cherry. I have all the information that you would need to bring down King. All the evidence that you could need. The only caveat is that these girls want to pull the plug on him themselves.
Sorry. They're welcome to be there. I gladly put on a show for them. But King, I've got to send a message that you don't fuck with Brucey.
If you can promise that you'll make him suffer, Bruce, like I know no one else can make him suffer, that might be good enough for those girls.
My little piranha. He's gonna rue the day.
You should really see what he did to them. It's a real mess. I'd like him to be a real mess too.
Why don't you look up at shark attacks in Night City? You'd find that there's a surprising number of them.
Lloyd did mention that.
Yeah, we actually totally did that once.
I like it how it's shark attacks in Night City, not shark attacks in the waters by Night City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sharks walk on street sharks. Awesome.
No,
Land
well,
shark.
okay.
It's a good reference.
This is even before
Get a
my
free
time.
IP for that
No,
reference.
no. This is even
Me?
before my time.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But land
I'm
shark.
putting it right where it needs to go, into awareness.
Nobody
Oh my
gets a
God.
land shark reference.
I do.
Yeah.
Thank you. Somebody knows
Actually,
Chevy
I'll do
Chase
credibility.
in the early Saturday Night Live days.
Gotta love Chevy
Okay.
Chase.
So
Land shark.
we know
Domino's Pizza. I don't believe you.
Hold on, David,
Land shark.
David,
Oh, okay.
we do have a contact too that could help us blow this story wide open if that's what it took to bring down King.
No, you see, the way I see it, best way for us to get the king. You bring me the evidence that you got that's showing he's lying. That means I can start wheeling and dealing and schmoozing. And I can officially hire you guys to lure King out.
Okay.
You lure him out, you kill his goons, you take him alive, you bring him to me. You bring these girls that want to watch him go down, and me and King have a personal one-on-one.
Okay. I think we can make that happen.
It's the pay.
How shall I send you this data? There's quite a bit of it.
Why don't you drop it off to me at my private suite at the afterlife?
All right, Bruce. Sounds
we'll
like
go
a
over
prick.
your new employment opportunities.
Okay. Sounds like a deal. I will see you soon.
What's the pay, by the way, on this?
They haven't discussed it.
Yeah, we haven't discussed it yet.
Because technically, we've been working pro bono right now.
I know. Sorry, guys.
We are
Well,
we
I
are
mean-
we are searching for opportunities.
We're really working in good faith. That's like she's giving us
Yeah.
grace right
Oh,
now.
no.
Like it's either prove our asses right or we get our asses eaten.
Hey,
like
it's still pro bono, however you flavor it.
No, I got a whole workshop.
Yeah,
So, yep.
on lease.
So, we're gonna wrap
I'd
up.
relate to the others that that's the
Mm-hmm.
that's the deal.
All right.
During your guys' downtime over the next few days, you guys are Hex. You get employed to act as kind of a middleman for Bruce's crew, helping bring people to Bruce, send her, deliver her messages. It's not high up on the street level, but running stuff, running jobs, telling people what to do, bossing a few people around, lecturing a few people on don't fuck with Bruce, right? Sort of acting as a bit of a lieutenant. Bard, your recent appearance in the news has promoted a few people to come and look into getting some private detective work.
Any chance that Kennedy visits his office?
I'm looking
I
to see
wanna
who
investigate.
actually killed JFK.
Just remember,
That's
I did
brilliant.
work on a Kennedy, and I gave him his car.
Yes, you do encounter the Kennedys. They are very interested in who has been assassinating the dead presidents. It seems a bit redundant.
Like, look at them.
Is it- is there-
the dead president is just like take another cigarette, even though he hasn't finished his first one. Okay.
Isn't there actually a gang called like the Presidents or something like that? Or
Dead presidents, what she was
oh,
saying.
is it
yeah.
called the? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
Yeah, I'll look into it. I'm sure it's Lee Harvey Oswald.
Wow. Somebody who wants to look like him.
And a woman who's a very high-class woman who walks in like a noir femme fatale in the
She walked into
sparkling
my
dress
office.
and blonde
My
hair.
husband doesn't talk to me anymore.
Her dress,
Investigate
her dress sparkling like the lies of money.
Ah.
that is-
Says that someone is trying to kill her husband and she doesn't know who. It's a tragedy. He's been receiving threatening letters and she'd like you to uncover what's going on.
Yours truly, Johnny Depp.
Is that glue on your fingers?
I'm gonna
So sorry. So she's the sparkling dress, like
She's desperate. She'll do anything to find out who's after her husband.
never trust a woman who's so desperate to find a man who. Sorry. Never trust a woman desperate enough to come to another man to help find her husband's killer.
But you
It's a
answer
noir thing
Mark.
to say. It doesn't make any
Reverend,
sense.
you work at Big Bo's,
Yep.
and you do make contact and start working with Lore to help repair the damage done to Cherry. He's been trying to take the implants out and replace them with stuff that he can find on her person, on anything about her, to give her more free will, to give her the ability to communicate. And it is difficult. He doesn't have. He says he's got a little bit of money to pay you, but he could really use the help. He's a techie, not a med tech. He does cyberware, works on machines and cars, but he's doing his best to try and give her some semblance of a life. Trying to reprogram the stuff, trying to remake stuff. Could use some help with the brain damage and nervous system. Nova. You get all kinds of crazy jobs for weird weapons and explosives. Guns, specialized bullets, high-powered rifles. And during the process, you hear about another crazy techie that specializes in explosives, that works with the El Ducado nomads, who likes to make bunny bombs and paints up her grenades to look like little bunnies. And
Wow. Soulmate.
Is she tiny? Tiny?
yeah, her name's Tiny Tina.
Oh my gosh!
But
Does she have a Wonderland?
She may have a bit of a professional rivalry with you as you compete over some of the same strange customers.
Yeah.
And you spend that time doing work. About 2 weeks go by. I'll go over after game the money you guys make during your downtime jobs. Unfortunately, Ume, you're in the hospital.
Yeah, I don't make it. I'm gonna make a
Don't
dime.
have,
Yeah,
anything to work. However,
I got 2 weeks of recovery time.
Sounds like a lot of really good time to work on your next single.
Ooh, I should do some composition on there.
Bear, the bard, and the.
Well, I have a song in mind called Cherry 5000 I'm working on.
as the
about a woman
you guys all
fighting the man.
Ume is getting out of the hospital. The day that Ume is supposed to get out of the hospital, Hex, you get a call from Bruce.
Dun dun dun.
Okay. And I answer. Hello.
Look, this ain't a good chat. I got some serious business I got to attend to. You and your crew, you're going to get picked up by a limo. You're going to leave all your weapons at home. You ain't going to say shit while you're in that limo.
All right.
You work for me. This is a big job. And you're going to get it right. I'm sending you all, you'll all be paid for this. But shit hits the fan. And we're all in deep waters here. Our lives are on the line. Make sure everybody knows, and they all get into that limo.
I got you. Understood, Bruce.
And she hangs up.
I text everyone, report for duty.
Frosty,
Bruce,
can
no
I try-
weapons, limo picking us up.
Where's
Work
Limo
for
meeting us?
Bruce. And
At
our
Hex's
lives are on
apartment,
the
or-
line.
At each
This
of your
is
places.
serious.
The limo's going to come by to each of your places to pick you up.
Oh shit.
Frosty,
Okay.
can I
No
can I write
exceptions.
can I write a song while I'm in the hospital?
Yeah. Yeah, make a composition.
I want to spend all 8 of my luck on this because it's the end of the night. And I can.
Could
I mean, don't spend it all in one place.
I got a 23.
It's a good song.
It's well, it is.
Nice.
Yeah. It is called Cherry 5000, by the way.
So
Nice.
by any chance, just so I can make sure Hex has this in her inventory, the day before that call, could I hand Hex her knife?
Yeah.
That it was about 2 weeks. Okay, so Bard would go over to Hex's place or call her to meet up and sort of pull out a mono knife with a black, like jet black hilt with like tints of green on it, and on the handle there's a pentagram on one side of the hilt with lettering in it, and on the other side there's a pentagram that's upside down with different lettering. And he'll just look at it and sort of.
You can't read Greek, so.
I know, but he
He
picked,
Googled
like, you know,
it. He Googled it.
Yeah, he Googled it. It's ancient Greek. No one can read ancient Greek. He looks at it and just looks up at her, looks at it, looks up at her. I've recently come to understand that I am bad with emotional or symbolic, so I decided to give you a practical thing to apologize. Here. As he hands you the mono knife.
He says practical.
It is practical. You can stab
Yeah,
somebody
but
with it.
like, I feel like you actually know me.
But anyway, so this, and he points to the one side. It's a pentagram, and it says curse. And on the other side, it's an upside down pentagram, and it says blessing. Because I feel like you are both.
Well, we'll see about that. But
And also because you clearly needed a knife, because you don't have one that I have seen. And practically speaking, it is, well, it's prudent to carry a melee weapon on you because sometimes you can't fire guns or you can't reload or they jam. And so, generally speaking, you should have a blade that you can stab somebody with, because if you don't have a blade you can stab somebody with, then things might go bad. And so, giving this to you, it's a way to make sure that you're safe, because you being safe is important to the group, because you're very important to the group. And generally speaking, that contributing to your capacity for self-defense is net positive.
I like how you said is important to the group.
As he just like looks down and looks back up at you.
And she like kisses you and leaves a black kissing mark on your cheek.
As she does that, you see he turns completely red, and just I
really do. Thank you. This is actually, you say it's practical, but I really feel like it might be the sweetest gift anyone's given me. And she's gonna like tuck it into her combat boot.
Oh, I bought a holster for it, or a sheath, and he hands you the sheath as well.
Well, I mean, I kind of assumed, but yeah, still, she's still gonna tuck it into her boot. I'm not just gonna carry it around with me.
Okay. So, as you guys spend the downtime, you do your downtime, Hex lets you know the limo's coming to pick all of you up. The limo meets outside of each of your apartments, and it is a full stretch level black, nice. It is. What's interesting is it looks like it's actually an Aerodyne vehicle, just hovering over the ground. Very expensive limo. Hex, you would be the only person that recognizes it. It is Rasputin's personal limo.
Oh shit. Oh my god.
Should we leave a hint
As-
since it's
As you guys
So we what?
are all in the limo, there's champagne set out for you, there's booze, there's vodka, there's little things. The driver
my
says
goodness.
nothing.
what was just vaguely speaking, was Ume first in the limo, middle of the limo, last in the
Probably
limo?
first.
First, she has been sitting there she's not drunk. She's been sipping on a glass of champagne, legs crossed. I don't know. And Hex gets in. She's just like, this is great. I love it.
Bard will get in.
Ume would be first, Hex would be last.
Ooh, really? I thought
Yeah.
my apartment was like on the furthest side of town.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Oh, so
And
it's intentional.
Bard would get in and just like look at the champagne, look around, and just I don't trust anything Russian.
There's a lot of great things that come from Russia. Tarkovsky,
Vodka.
Yeah, but they're all
Stalker,
depressing, haven't you
Roadside
noticed?
Picnic.
Right.
As
Frosty, just a quick question.
Or Stalker.
When we
Roadside
got in the
Picnic's
limo,
thing.
did anybody check us for anything?
nope.
All right.
But
Just
they
wondering.
said
The
no
driver
weapons,
stayed
so-
silent.
And I
held
did
the
say
door
no
open.
exceptions. Yeah.
Ume
But
did not bring
our
a weapon
lives
with
were
her.
dependent on it. Yeah.
I am not bringing weapons. I will bring a book, as I am still busy catching up on my reading.
The thing flies across the city, all the way up to a little bit north of Bard's house and some of the more executive condos, then up around over to the corporate plaza, up into a private landing bay on Corporate Plaza Tower. As you guys are approaching, you notice a small crack in one of the windows. As you guys walk in to a beautiful penthouse, you see Rasputin, ironclad, Madame Moogie, Bruce, some other woman that you don't recognize. Hex, you've heard of her. Grab her name.
And the rest of us make because Ume personally doesn't know
Who is this?
We make like streetwise rolls to know the other people. Other than-
Yes, make streetwise checks.
I'll spend 2 luck on this. Why not?
Frosty, I
Rumble! Which, by the way, yeah, oh boy.
I rolled a 35.
God damn, you did.
Who fumbled?
I fumbled.
Bard.
So Bard doesn't know any of these people.
But I get streetwise to 4.
You need one more point?
Ume,
I
you'll
suck
recognize
so
all
bad.
of these. Hex, what was
Yeah.
your streetwise?
Oh, sorry. I need to roll one.
Details.
Right. 22.
Okay. Reverend, did you want to roll, or Nova, did you want to roll?
I
can't hear
did
you,
roll.
Reverend. Nova, what was your roll?
rolled a 9.
I got
Hey,
I got a 9, and I did not fumble. I just want to let you know.
yeah.
Reverend rolled a 21 in case Sev has
So,
trouble.
Reverend, Ume, and Hex, you have heard of these people. There's Raphael Rasputin Kozlov, smuggling operations and arms dealer. Madame Moogie, who is rumored to be run the triple threat, the combined operation of the Yakuza Triad and Korean Mafia, involved in extortion and racketeering. Ironclad Mike O'Reilly of the Slaughterhouse Gang. High-end street crime, runs the gang syndicate, drug distribution, and underground fighting rings. Sonia Zhang, corporate espionage, white-collar crimes, high-level bribery. Uteu Mouse, corporate and street-level interactions.
You know this fucker.
And Luther the Shark Simmons, who runs illegal gambling, loan shark, and money laundering in the town. This is literally all of the kingpins of Night City gathered in one place. As you guys are walking in, you can see a beaten maid, like up against the wall, arms strapped behind her back with wire binders. Bruce standing there. See? I got the perfect crew for you. They'll figure this thing out. And that's
Hey.
what we're going to call it.
Made.
Well, can I just say, I would lean over and say to Hex,
Maid?
Hex, I think
Yeah,
we're
maid.
screwed.
A maid? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a maid.
Basically, they've beaten up and tortured the help. Question
And-
for the slaughterhouse guy. Does he have a cat on his shoulder?
He does not. But
Good.
that's what we're
'cause
going to
then
call
this
it
will
for
get
tonight.
ugly.
Great session, you guys. And say goodnight, Hex.
Good night, Hex.
Hex.
Good night, Hex. It's your last night.
I guess so.
No.